ba, baby.
Baby, baby.
Let's do this padded cell now. Ba, 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 crazy. Let's
Fucking
roll the
Oh, dear.
intro.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good, bad. I'm the guy with the mic.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Padded Cell. This one titled, Why Is It So Hard to Make a Ski Mask? Welcome back. We got Raz, Ron, and Dell, and Ratatosker. Yay!
Woo!
Hi, Tom Dog.
Hey, Tom.
I will apparently be right back.
Okay.
Cheers. Ooh, it's still steaming. And apparently we get snow Tuesday.
Ooh, it's 2 degrees here.
2 degrees of separation for you in the cold.
What do we got going here? Winter Storm Enzo, a rare snow ice threat as far south as Gulf Coast.
Yeah, we've already got a good inch or so here. It's still coming down.
We just have the cold weather thing going right now because we are protected by the Lincoln Cone of Safety. That there's going to be 2 feet of snow. We get like a dusting, and around us it's like all the towns are buried, but we aren't.
And
Every now and then we get it. Yeah.
So my mother-in-law got like all types of food and snacks and whatever to keep at her house, so we wouldn't have to come out in the cold and come see her, because it is steadily dropping. And of course, there's supposed to be snow soon. And my thought is, my coffee pot's over there at your house, because you said if we get a coffee pot, you want to keep it at your house. So I have no choice but to come make sure you're okay. And I'm fine with all this, but the thing is, like, the kids are going to say, no, it's snowing. I don't want to go see Granny. They're going to be like, yay, it's snowing, and then go see Granny.
Hey, snow! There's so much
coffee.
Dude, running around. I went to go do errands with Mom today, and it was like, it's a degree out. It's not. It doesn't suck except when the wind goes, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
the wind.
I can walk around when it's 1 degree out and I'm okay, but as soon as I get hit by the wind, then I'm just like, good day, gonna freeze.
Going to your mom's to get coffee is you got to cross deadly grounds to do it.
Yeah, but luckily I have cinnamon chocolate deadly grounds over there, so I have incentive. I need my
Mhm.
cinnamon chocolate deadly grounds. It's
You're willing to
imperative.
risk the deadly grounds for the sake of the coffee.
I need, yeah, risk the deadly grounds for the deadly grounds. What else are you supposed to do? Not have deadly grounds for coffee in the morning? That's bad.
Nobody wants that.
No.
It's not the way it works. We don't do that.
And I haven't
Ugh.
made my cold brew because I had to make a choice. Either have enough to share hot with Martha or make the cold brew. So yeah, I sacrificed.
Sharing is caring. So,
Yes.
yes.
I think the cold is brewing well enough outside right now.
Yes.
Bit chilly. Yeah.
Just a tiny bit.
I do the thing at night now where like it's like, oh, I gotta sleep when I'm one of those people where it has to be chilly for me to fall asleep. And then I put on a lot of blankets and get warm. But then so I turn my furnace off when I go to bed at night. And it's like, oh, it's this and feels like -14 out. And so then I wake up in the morning and I'm like, well, in the mid afternoon, and I'm like, I can't get out of bed because it's like it'll be like the thermostat's drop down below 50.
Yeah.
So I don't know how cold it actually is in my apartment, but I'm like, I am all nice and warm beneath these covers. So I like force my half sleepy self to go out and turn the furnace on and set it at like 60 and then wait until it warms up a little bit before I get out of bed. That's how I function. But I have to get that initial push of like, you can do this. You can make it over and just hit that button and then run back to bed. It's okay.
Yes.
This
Are
is
they
when it's
all
nice to have a thermostat that's controlled by your phone, so you can just turn it up remotely and then just wait until the icicles melt off your nipples before you get out of bed.
Yeah. We don't have
Well,
heat here, so
Yeah, but I'm like, I haven't had my rent raised for 21 years. So, I mean, nothing's been updated, but
yeah, I
I,
pay no rent, so I can't bitch about not having heat.
understandable. So,
so
how's everybody's adventure story coming?
I submitted mine.
I don't know if I'm going to get
Okay.
mine.
Okay. Well, you get to have an extra 10 days.
When's it due?
Which are special. Technically, it's due the 1st, but being as you've been with Fakor so long, you get the extra 10 days.
I mean, I have it done by then. So I mean, with everything going on, like the car accident, the doctor stuff, the lawyer stuff, there's so much crazy shit going on right now. I'm doing everything I can just to stay on top of school. That's killing me.
Hard.
I did not expect this last semester to be as difficult as it is. I expected it to be difficult, but just not this difficult.
I need to go over that draft that you sent, although you probably have a
No,
refresher draft.
no, I don't. Not yet. I'm doing
Okay,
all the
so
side stuff. Like I'm finalizing the pitch, the outline, all that stuff right now before I
oh,
jump back on that. I have another 4 or 5 weeks to finish up all that.
okay.
Wait, 6 weeks. 6 weeks I have to finish all that.
Okay. I'll get on that.
But I want to do an adventure story. It's going to be another Seth story. I've already got some ideas. I still didn't even finish the story I was supposed to do with for Stefan yet. That one's still sitting there at 3/4 of the way done.
Yeah, I didn't get that one
Is
done
that
either.
the spicy Lovecraftian one?
Yeah, I'm loving where it's going. I'm really proud of it. I haven't had time, and when I do, the brain fog from the pain and the fibro is so bad on some days that I don't function.
I was tempted to try to write a spicy Lovecraftian one just to see if I could do it.
So do it anyway.
Okay.
Dude. it's like my Friday tales. There's no reason to write them other than I want Friday to exist. And I want Sage to exist. And thanks to Raz, Calypso needs to exist. So I'm trying to figure out Calypso as I go. So I'm stealing pieces of the giant campaign that we did, answering with a 2 or 3 quick sentences the answer to Mofok's question.
I miss him. The real Mafak. He's a friend of mine on another server. He's one of my Canadian buddies.
So, Raz, can you give a synopsis of your spicy Lovecraftian, or is it too early for that?
I mean, I can. 2 people find love in an unlikely place, a mental institution. They fall in love in a very cute way. At first, it's just making little pop culture references and little side jokes. And then one day he's reading a book and she just kind of sits down and like leans on his shoulder. And then he starts reading the book to her. And it's just every day this is the routine until one day she finds an unused room, like hidden room in an institution, and she prints out passages for all their favorite books and puts it on the walls, makes this little space for them. And that's where the spiciness occurs. Now she's a cutter, and eventually he starts noticing all the scars on her body, which it doesn't bother him until the scars start to move and open, and he sees an eye behind them. And slowly other things, strange things start occurring, and eventually you're gonna find out that as the story suggests, she bleeds demons.
Very cool.
That must make having a period a real bitch.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're using the same female in the stories that neither one of us finished in time.
Yeah, I know, and it's weird because we didn't even talk about that either. Like it just happened.
Like, yep, Yudra's just that cool.
Yep. I'd never written about her before. I'm a big fan of that character. I just had never read anything about her, and I started thinking about what I wanted to do, and I'm like, there is no one more perfect for my plan.
Yeah.
So you didn't make her up? She was a previous character?
From the Cthulhu mythos, yeah. The demon that's inside her, or the other worldly being that's inside of her.
Okay.
Not really a demon. That's just for lack of a better term because the main male character doesn't know any better.
So you have it based in Lovecraftian lore.
Right.
I
And I will
admire
return
that.
again shortly. I will be explaining why I keep leaving and coming back in just a moment.
Okay. Bye. Raz, go down to your hole.
Hi, Stefan. We love you,
Hey,
Stefan.
Jenny, you got a ghost over your shoulder.
Oh yeah, that was on purpose. And let's see, whichever way. This way. I don't know if I'm pointing at the black cat for you guys. I'm trying to point at the black cat. So
You're pointing at it.
this is Lunar. He has passed away recently, and that's his friend that just hangs out with him.
Okay.
You think it's a friend's grandmother that just sort of keeps hanging out around here because it was once her house?
The old lady that lives in the walls.
She doesn't live in the walls. She just walks around the yard, the house.
It's Welcome to Night Vale reference.
Ah, yes. Whereas I'm just like, I don't allow people to stay in the walls. That's rude.
Oh my gosh. So, Maddie got a new apartment, and we were on a video chat the other night, and like all of a sudden there's just like she would be like, "Oh, did you hear that?
Mwah.
Hello." And there was like scratching sounds coming from her apartment, and then there were like smashing sounds and scratching sounds coming, and like I could hear it over the headset. And I had to go to the phone because the headset wouldn't work at first, and then we went to like there was breathing that would happen, and then it said like it was really freaking out. We said something about like trying to make it go away, and it said okay, And then a little while later, then it just started breathing constantly, and it said her name, and it was just fucking getting crazy. Her TV started turning off and on and off and on. She had to unplug it, and then like the automatic cat water that I got for her, she's like, "Is it supposed to just randomly turn off and on just for no reason?" It's like, "No, it's motion sensitive." And she's like, "Well, I'm over here and I can see her cat, and she got a new bearded dragon, cute little thing named Bruce." And Bruce was, in his container. So there was nothing over there to trigger the water fountain to go off and on. And I mean, like, maybe that's error, but she was just like, this went on for hours. It was just terrifying. And then we switched over to StreamYard. She tried recording it on her phone and her iPad, and none of it would pick up. Like, they didn't record. It said it was recording, and then when she was done, the recordings didn't happen.
Right.
And yeah, then we came over to StreamYard, and then there were like 2 or 3 things, and that was it. But it was like super active until we got on StreamYard, which of course then, but it did still make some noises after that. It just wasn't as crazy. But that was just like, poor thing.
Yeah.
Oh. But Bruce the Bearded Dragon is doing well.
That's good.
Yes.
Very good.
And Dipshit the cat really is entertained by Bruce. He doesn't pay Bruce any attention when she's out of the container, but when she is in her container, it's like a new show. And Dipshit just sits there and is like, "Ooh, look, hi, how are you?" And they have a seating thing that they're like, it's supposed to be for Bruce when he's outside, but of course, cat, if they can sit on it, they're going to. So they're getting used to each other's scents, kind of, and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But she's like, "Oh, it says the bearded dragons are only supposed to be out of their enclosures like 5 to 10 minutes when they're itty bitties a day, but Bruce just wants out all the time." And so she's handling him a lot. So
that's good.
Yeah. He apparently, when she was trying to feed him the other day, decided to play the counter and the sink are a slide, and was just like running and sliding and jumping into the sink. So
yeah.
So he's learning fun things.
That's
Yay.
good.
And she's working on shoulder training him, so he's been sitting on her shoulder, playing in her hair.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's awesome when you shoulder train him. You put those little leashes on him.
Yeah, he's way too small for a leash now. He's like,
oh, he'll get bigger.
Yeah. Oh, she was like, yeah, it gets like 2.5, 3 feet long,
Yep. No, yep.
But right now he's just I just love watching their back legs when they run. So I'm like, I cannot wait until he gets old enough that you can like just let him run across her. Well, we don't know yet. It's too young to determine.
Yep.
But Bruce the Bearded Dragon is so cute.
That's cool, man. So the reason I keep disappearing and may need to disappear at least one more time for a minute, we have one of our newer haunt kids. He's not been around much yet. Had an issue and went to the hospital, and his parents aren't. I guess they're away.
Oh.
So I am taking him in for the night. Fred got a hold of me and asked if I could take him in for the night. That's another thing I love about this haunt, man. When one of us is in trouble, we've always got a place to go and people to help take care of us. So you got to take care of the newbies too.
Oh yeah, they count.
Yep. I'm gonna see if I can find pictures.
Sean, I'm not sure if you've got them or not.
Isn't she a sweet little thing?
Absolutely adorable.
I love her back patterns.
I do too.
Yay! Just been like,
Hell yeah!
It likes to sleep standing up. apparently that's a thing where like they learn to do that if they just to make sure that if they're asleep and something comes after them, they're ready to run.
Yeah.
So she sleeps standing up. It's cute. So how's everybody been? I've been sick.
I've been really busy, man. Like I said earlier, between lawyers, hospital visits. Finally got a rental car last week, and my car, got into the accident like days before, like a week before Christmas or something. It took them this long to even get me a rental. And they still haven't taken my car, but the adjuster just came out on like last Wednesday, and they still haven't towed it to the shop to fix it yet. So it's constantly dealing with that shit. Just all kinds of things. All kinds of things. Gearing up for the big Valentine's Day weekend haunt. We're opening up our pop-up comedy show on February 13th. So we're excited about that, and that might be something we stream. I'm looking into that.
Cool.
Great.
So there's a lot of changes.
What does that entail?
So there's going to be a panel of judges. It's like half comedy show, half like funny, like reality type show. There'll be a small panel of judges, a comedian, me, and probably Fred. We're going to heckle them a little bit after each set, each like 5-minute set, like traditional sets. Also, there will be things that can happen during the course of their set meant to throw them off, and how well they respond to that is whether they keep the show going or totally freak out, or how they handle it. It's part of like the fun aspect. It'll be someone from the haunt and the haunt character will come out and try and get a jump scare, and it's something that the comedians are agreeing to because it's like a new shtick kind of thing. We're trying to see if it's funny or if it works, and then the panelists at the very end choose 3 of the comics that participated for the evening and make them the panel, and then the panel has to do stand up. So they get made fun of too, because it's it's all in good fun, and that's fair.
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
We got the stage is being built next weekend to prepare for it. We got all the lights. I've got the equipment. We got a PA system. We're excited about it. It's put to that, and then the 14th is the haunt, and the 15th is the murder mystery dinner, and then the haunt. So it's a very packed Valentine's Day. And then I just found out officially, before I joined the show today, I got the email. I'm going to be at the Monroe, Michigan Horror and Oddities Festival, selling my books and hanging out with a bunch of haunters. Some of them we know.
Very cool.
that will be
So
awesome.
that's exciting. I'll be there. Well, I'll be there promoting the haunt and selling books. So, and it's the same city I go to every time I go to get herbs. So there's like 20 million dispensaries all around this location.
Oh, we finally got a law passed saying that we should be having legalized medical use now
That's how
in
it starts.
Nebraska.
That's how it starts.
It just it takes that's the beginning. Now they have to sign off on actually doing it, and
And get it all worked out.
yeah,
That'll be
but
good, man.
it's only taken until now.
I mean, a lot of us didn't even never think this would happen in our lifetimes. So when you think about it like that, it's still pretty exciting. I wish it had happened when I was younger, but I'm still happy about it. Speaking of, the prices have been plummeting in Michigan. So we're hoping that means now that we're recreational in Ohio, that our prices will start going down soon. We're hoping.
That's good. I hope so.
Yeah.
Texas still hasn't decided to do anything with it.
They'll probably be one of the last states getting their shit together at some point.
I was sure Nebraska was never gonna jump on board. Like we're just
Yours went up. That sucks.
What surprised me was that Illinois did it all, and especially before a lot of other states, because they have some of the most strict marijuana laws. in like amongst the states. Not the most. Florida was pretty stiff on it too, but now they're changing their stance too, which is crazy.
Yeah, we're just we've just it's really weird. I'm in the blue city in a red state.
I'm in a red state in a blue city.
That's the same thing. You just said it backwards.
Well, because it is backwards for me. Ohio's backwards.
You no, you said I said blue city and red state, and you said red state and blue city.
Because my state is red, but my city's blue.
Yeah, my city's blue and my state is red.
Yeah, it's the opposite of yours. It's same. It ends the same way with confusion and,
Oh,
and
okay.
everything. But
Yeah, people here just like, oh, we don't want that. Oh, we don't want that. Oh, no, you can't do that. And then like lawsuits happen because somebody goes out and puts giant googly eyes on campaign signs. And we had all these, we had a representative, like 4 or 5 years back or something. And there was this huge scandal because there was this big ass sign and it was for Jeff Fortenberry, and somebody went and changed it to say Fartenberry and put googly eyes on the face that was on there. And it was like, okay, that's vandalism. So, which it is,
it's hilarious vandalism.
It,
Yeah,
it,
it's
it
still
was
vandalism.
hilarious. Yeah. So then people started vandalizing other signs, and people were like trying to encourage them, and we're like, no, we don't. We're better than that. But people went to go vandalize one sign, and then they retaliated by putting up like barbed wire fences and stuff around it, and all these things. And it was like, hey, you can't legally do that. You can't have that there because little kids can get severely injured if they're acting like little kids do,
Mhm.
So you gotta take that, and then people, it's just become a mess. But like,
Crazy issues, man.
it's silly. It's just damn silly. But I don't know why.
That's a concern. Googly eyes. We're gonna
Yeah,
outlaw googly eyes next,
and glitter
or
bombs or something.
they'll put a cap on how large your googly eyes can be.
You cannot have googly eyes any closer to the street than this many feet.
Right. We still have a law where you can't walk a dog near a church on a Sunday. I'm serious. That's still a law here.
I don't know if they've changed it, but I think I've mentioned this one before. You can't drive more than 60 head of cattle down O Street
You have. I'll be right back,
without
guys.
filing for a permit. So, as long as you only have 60, you're great. If I could find 60 head of cattle, I might try it sometime, but I worry that I would not be able to get them to go.
You have to bring the rancher to.
You have to have a bunch of corgis because corgis are supposed to be cattle herding dogs. That would be so cute. Can you imagine like 60 head of cattle and like 20 corgis? Just like if you get the Scottish Highland cows, get the mini ones of those, and those with little corgis chasing them down the street. That would be my favorite thing ever. It would be so fucking cute. Let's do it.
That sounds like a fun thing to do. I want to do that.
Yes, and you cannot own more than 2 pygmy goats within city limits.
Alrighty. So, okay. Josh took me to the local Asian-inspired restaurant. I am very happy we have an Asian-inspired restaurant. And the fridge, they have a fridge for all the little things that they set up for, like, whatever reason. And it had lizard eyes on it. And I look up in the refrigerator staring at me.
Wow.
Like,
That's not the first.
Brooklyn does shit
Yeah.
like that to me. She gets packages of googly eyes and goes through all my shit. Like my cigarette machine for the longest time just had a pair of googly eyes that would stare at me when I rolled cigarettes. I just left it on there. But it was awkward for both of us.
But the lizard eyes were like this big, staring at me. So I'm like, well, that's cool. I get egg drop soup and lizard eyes.
There's a hilarious law in Kentucky that you cannot harpoon a whale from a moving vehicle. And I'm still not sure why that's there or how that was ever a problem that needed to be have a law built into.
Well, if if you were in an
1 second, I'll be right back again.
okay, trying to figure if you were on a boat of some sort, I don't know where the whale would be in Kentucky, but would moving with the tide count as moving?
I don't know.
No, it's from an actual like motor vehicle on the road.
Okay.
It's specified, yeah. And the only thing I can figure is maybe at one point in time in our Kentucky's strange past that someone was transporting a whale. Because there used to be a lot more SeaWorlds and things like that where you'd find whales. Usually they'd air flight a lot, but sometimes they would actually truck transport. And I think they'd still do in some cases like the big truck transports for stuff. And maybe one was getting transported and someone thought, ho, this would be funny if I tried to harpoon it from my car while I was driving. That's the only logical situation where I can see this law would exist. But even that situation is so fucking preposterous that it could happen in Kentucky.
I'm waiting for them to make a law in Florida so that says you can't shoot at hurricanes. Because that was a thing.
I'm surprised there's no anti-sharks and tornado laws yet.
What was I was watching something and they were like, oh, we have it was that alligators that was what like get caught up in hurricanes and such and will actually go flying apparently.
Yeah.
And scatter into people's I can't remember what the comedian was, but it was some comedian. I saw a reel on YouTube when I was going through stuff the other day, and they were like, be careful if you come to Athens, Georgia, because you might get like you might get mugged or something. And they were like, bitch, I live in Florida, man. I get like we get hurricanes that have like crocodiles, Sharknado style, just go flying through the air.
I believe it too.
Mugged in Athens, Georgia? How much did it change in the past 15 years?
I don't know.
You get mugged in Lincoln, Nebraska too. It's just by the wind.
Yeah. And
or you get mugged by the ocean. It'll steal your shoes and you will never see them again.
Lincoln will mug you with the wind.
Days. I've spent so much time in Athens, Georgia in my life that just confuses me.
I've never been to Georgia.
I spent a whole lot of time in Georgia too. Multiple places.
It is not on my list, but
last time I was in Georgia, it was somewhere in Macon. There was a governor's mansion over there that was abandoned that we urban explored, and a shut down mental institution, like a big one, a huge one that had the big barbed wire fencing up all around it and everything, and sections had fallen down. So we went and urban explored that at night too. That was fun. That was like 2 decades ago, probably around then.
Cool.
It's a cool area.
I want to get back to New Orleans.
I've still never been. It's like one of the biggest things on my bucket list as far as like places to go.
Oh, it's so great.
So people I need to finally meet in person, you know?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Oh, so I have 2 smaller cons that I'm going to be going to this March.
Nice. What are you doing?
I'm going to the Tri-City Con on the second to last weekend in March. That is in Grand Island. I believe it's going on anyway. They have a Kickstarter up, and for setting up. The first time they did it was just last year, and I. But it has a list of people where it's like they do this. They're putting together an art book so that all of the different artists and creators that are there have pages in a book, and you can get that and then go
Yeah.
around and have people sign it, or you can pay for it and also go ahead and get they'll just have everybody sign it for you, so you don't have to worry about it too much. And then the other one is Planet Comic Con at the Kansas City Convention Center.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess that's the 21st through the 23rd, and I think the other one is the last. But the cool thing about the Grand Island one is it's only like $5 per person per day.
Hell
So I
yeah.
don't have to, and it's got like, based on what I saw from the things, like the two big draws for me, who I've interviewed them both and I love them both dearly. But Tony Fleeks and Phil Hester should both be, I believe, at the Tri-City one. And I've got a bunch of like all about those guys. So,
I'm getting Linnea Quigley and Michael Berryman at the two big draws. So that little one in Monroe, I'm excited about.
nice. And
I'm going to Transworld too, beginning of March.
oh, very cool.
Well, end of February, beginning of March. Yeah, the big Haunters one. Excited about that too. You reminded me because you were talking about other stuff. I was like, oh fuck yeah, I got to do that.
And Cullen Bunn is going to be at the one in Kansas City, so I can bring my giant $150 complete Tales of Harrow County thing that looks like in this big slip thing, and
Oh yeah.
it's 10.5 pounds. So I'm hoping that Tyler Crook is going to be at Terrificon or one of these other ones, so that I can have him sign it too, because that was a hell of an investment, but I don't have to buy anything else because I'm like, I have everything.
Oh yeah. Terrificon, by the way, I keep forgetting.
I think it's like August 4th through the 6th.
I was thinking it was August. Okay, cool. Because I'm still hoping to come to it. I'm just trying to figure out this other shit with the other cons. Because I still got to do Final Boss Con, which is now a 2-day instead of a 1-day, and then now the Jackson City Book Fair, which is over near where that con was. Basically,
Yeah.
right up next to the Ohio-West Virginia border.
Yeah, let me see. There is that's GamerCon. Meet Billy Zane is going to be at Terrificon.
Oh, that's a big draw for me personally. Huge draw.
I love
Yeah.
Billy.
The Phantom, Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. That one was what sold me on Billy Zane as a kid, actually.
Me too. Very much so. That and Charmed.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Okay, let's see. Chris Garuso is going. Oh no, wait, that's a different thing. Oh, he's got all these different things going up. I don't know who's.
Who's coming where?
Well, he's posting a bunch of the old panels, so I don't know.
Oh, gotcha.
I suppose if I just go to
The website.
Yeah, I could probably just, look there.
There's this thing that they invented. It's called a website, and people put important information on these things for some reason.
Yeah. Okay. So far, we've got Kevin Eastman, co-creator of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Humberto Ramos. He's done Superboy, Strange Academy, Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man, Ironheart. He will be coming, and yeah, they don't have the thing up yet for Billy Zane, but that was posted on Facebook.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, and we don't know for sure. We're all speculating on what the theme is going to be this year because with Kevin Eastman being there, and the anniversary and the new release of all the Turtles stuff coming out this year,
Yeah.
we're hoping, and it's also like the 10th year that they've been at the Mohegan Sun, so it's kind of a big milestone for them. So we're hoping, and this is by no means saying that they've said anything at all about it, but we
Yeah.
are hoping that it's going to be like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles themed thing because there's so many great creators that have worked on the Turtles. To try to get all of those people together, it would be really cool.
I would love that, man.
Like
I'm
I
actually
don't
a huge Ninja Turtles fan. The comics, the cartoons, like fucking everything. I've seen everything.
Jason Aaron's current run on rebooting is dark as shit, dude.
I've only seen the first 2 issues so far, and I enjoyed them.
Yeah,
I did really enjoy them.
the 4th one is just like, who hurt you? Who did that to you and made you? Why? I'm so sorry. It's so just like heartbreaking, but but they're getting the band back together. So Ron, how you doing? I haven't seen you for I haven't
Years.
seen any of you guys for years. Yeah, it's been
Since last year.
You've been asleep this whole time.
I keep getting
Old Van Winkle over
sick.
here.
All right.
like-
Bill Van Winkle.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, I got a sinus infection. Oh, I'm crippling migraines. Okay. Ready to go. Oh, I fucking got food poisoning. That was horrible.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then like I'm just like doing the food poisoning thing, and thank God that my bathroom, I had a couple things that I'd purchased and had not taken out of the bag yet because I did not have a bucket. Was not expecting to need one, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just puking into grocery bags.
I mean, you're just putting the groceries back in the bags, just in a different way.
Right?
It's like,
Reduce, reuse,
do not
recycle.
recommend. Yes.
Definitely recycling.
I mean, it did the job and stuff, but it was rather gross. So like 4 out of 10, don't really recommend, but
But still, rather than that, than a sugar
better than the
gummy bear.
4 or yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a like tuna thing because I had a tuna wrap at this restaurant that we go to, and like that it's rare cubes of tuna. It's not like tuna salad type of thing, and that's the only thing on the menu that includes rare tuna. So I think it might have just been like they didn't. Yeah. If you're in Nebraska, don't order rare fish unless it's at a place that like you trust and does sushi.
That's
And
what
you know
should be
that-
given. And don't
Yeah.
get your sushi from gas stations. That's the other thing.
Don't get what?
Sushi from gas stations. That's a bad idea.
No.
People do that. I don't understand.
Yeah, no, don't do that. That's crazy. Why would you?
Like all things in life, if it smells too heavily of fish, second guess your life choices.
It was rather tasty, but I'm never going to eat it again because, and I don't want to like disown the place because I've never had a bad meal from them, and I've been going there, well, except for now, but I've been going there for over 20 years. So,
Oh, I wanted to bring this up. We're talking about food. Kyle had mentioned wanting to do something about food. And that reminded me of something. My first ever pop culture class. Our teacher was obsessed with storytelling through food about cultures and things like that. Like completely obsessed with it. That was my whole first class. Was nothing but pop culture and food related. That was it.
okay.
And I was trying to dig up some of my old reports and stuff, and I figured out what drive it was on. So I was going to try and grab them and see what they, what all I was doing, like what all their points were made about it. But like, we learned about like hegemony. We learned literally all the traditional things about a little bit more sociology actually than pop culture, but it was a pop culture class. But it was just a really interesting way to learn about the world, I guess. Because food is an art, apparently.
It is. Most of the time. Well,
Yeah,
some-
yes.
it can also be a what? What did you do?
Like,
Those
I
things
mean,
got plugged together.
yeah. And then Taco Bell is the story of how my sphincter exploded. So, that's the whole thing.
I didn't realize how long Taco Bell had been around. Like, I thought it was like an 80s or 90s thing, and my mom's like, "No, I was going to Taco Bell when I was in college." And I'm like,
No, I
Really?
think Taco Bell started around the same time as Kentucky Fried Chicken because I think it was originally like Colonel Sanders' idea or an offshoot of it after he lost Kentucky Fried Chicken. I think there's some documentary about that, and I'm fairly certain the two are tied in history.
Well, we had this awesome thing called the internet. You might have heard about it. You can type in things, get some answers.
I'm
March 21st,
not familiar.
1962 in Downey, California.
Wow.
60s.
I was thinking it was early 70s. I was even wrong about that. Damn. That's sooner than I thought.
Glenn Bell is the founder.
Okay.
Is a subsidiary of Yum Brands Incorporated. The restaurants serve a variety of Mexican inspired, including tacos, burritos, on and on and on.
They have nice cups these days.
Oh yeah.
If you're getting a bev, they
Yeah.
have a decent cup.
They do.
But the last time I had them delivered, the tacos were stuck to the wrapping so bad that like I couldn't peel it, like I couldn't get the food out. It like I picked up the taco and it was like stuck, and I like tried, and I was getting pieces of the plastic wrap and stuff or wax paper or whatever in my food. I couldn't eat it. I know.
What up, John? Did you hear Chi-Chi's is coming back as a restaurant?
It left?
Chi-Chi's hasn't existed anywhere to my knowledge in decades.
It's a celebration of food.
It is. It's also one of the
I thought it was Goku's girlfriend.
if you really think about a lot of if you think of the name Chi-Chi's and a lot of their menu titles for some of their dishes, it was not exactly the most appropriately named restaurant for a long, and that was, I guess, one of the reasons it led to its downfall, perhaps. But yeah, they're making a big comeback. I guess that was odd. So we're getting back Toys R Us, KB Toys, and Chi-Chi's this year, and potentially Blockbuster in a new way. There's been a lot of movement about Blockbuster.
Oh, that's unusual.
Yeah, very.
Ron, you're getting sleepy.
Mm-hmm. I took melatonin just before the show because I didn't know we were having one.
This is all a dream.
It
Okay.
will be if I continue sitting here.
All right, well, sleep well. It was good to see you again.
I will
Del
do my
finally
best.
wakes up. Ron goes to sleep. Damn.
Something like that.
Have
Take
fun,
care,
be
brother.
safe, come back
Have
alive.
a good night.
See you later, Gandalf.
Bye.
He's like, his robe looks like a wizard robe and his beard. I don't know. It's very Gandalf.
Gandalf.
I was going to call him Dumbledore, but we all know how I feel about Dumbledore, so I didn't want to do that to him.
Hi again, John.
Platform hopper.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah, under different names. It's awesome.
Thing is, I'll be doing some work on a thing, and then a show will come up, and then I'm just like, okay, hi, I'm still here.
That is epic.
I'm this person, then I'm this person, then I'm this person.
I'm trying to make the algorithm think that something's happening. Either that or I'm insane.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how to get a 10-foot Cthulhu statue to this convention. Now it comes apart into a pretty, like a large box, a pretty big box. It'll break down into a box, but I got to figure out how to get it there because I feel like if I put a giant moving Cthulhu up right behind my booth, people are going to be like, "What the fuck is that?" And I'm going to get a lot of people over there.
I agree. It is a good idea. How you're going to get there, that all depends on how you can strap the box on top of your vehicle.
No,
Or
I would
if
never
you
do that to Cthulhu. I'll strap the kids to the car before I fucking strap Cthulhu up there.
Does
or
he
if you
break?
can figure out how to make him sit down in the vehicle.
He won't sit down. He's a straight up standing statue. There's no option for sitting.
You can't take him apart.
Yeah,
either? He's
I can completely disassemble him. It only takes about maybe 10 to 15 minutes to put him back together. He's really easy to put together.
okay.
I also
Get a
have to
little-
ask how tall their ceilings are in there because, like, that should be my first step now that I'm thinking about it.
Yes.
But usually places that are holding cons are pretty.
Well, yeah, but sometimes you're in back rooms, depending on the size of the con. But it's a smaller one, and I've never been to this space before, so I don't know if it's like just a hall they're renting or if it's an actual place that's appropriate for. I just don't know.
Gotcha.
I've been to cons that were like in old schools that had been abandoned and bought by people. And like actual music shows where there were different bands playing in different rooms like that, and old hotels. So it's like you never really know what you're walking into. So yeah, I just forgot to ask. Oh, that was weird. It was a Howard Johnson hotel. I just remembered that when I was with Freak. Multi-floors, and the whole thing was everybody was given like a PA and amp system that would fill the whole room with sound. So we're in this empty, hollowed out hotel room playing, and people would just be walking up and down the hallways, poking in and looking at different bands and writing like names down of people they liked. And it was the weirdest thing I've ever done in my life as a musician. And I've done some weird shit. And I completely forgot about that until now. Wow. That was weird.
I'm gonna need to use your musical expertise sometime in the future to do some songs for me.
Yeah, I need to get back into it. I did recently do a several-hour jam session with some folks that were playing guitar and singing and doing stuff, and they were going to come back today, but something happened, so they're going to come back this week.
I'll rock.
Yeah.
Like this?
Yes, like that.
So, speaking of, I'm gonna get this here real quick. Speaking of music, our friend Curtis M. Lawson has got his 9 of Blades, it's IX of Blades, Carcosa and Other Delusions cassette. There's only 5 days left to go, and he's got $165 out of his $500 goal, and he's releasing like cassettes and stuff of it, and you get digital bundles, of course, along with the cassettes. And I'm going to
What's the price on this, man? I'm actually, we should talk about this a little bit. That sounds really cool.
Okay, so if you want a hand numbered cassette, it's 9 songs, 5 of which are brand new from it on this latest one. It's only $13. The most you can spend is $50 to get a personal thank you video that he will make for you. That of course comes along with a limited edition hand numbered cassette with the brand new EP of Carcosa and Other Delusions, as well as the debut EP of Death Card in Reverse, and the digital downloads for all of those. $13 for the hand numbered cassette. There were some early bird specials, but those are done. You can get the digital bundle of both Death Card in Reverse and Carcosa and Other Delusions for $8. And the digital just Carcosa for $6. And you can buy the title tracks for $1. You
Yeah,
can
man.
also do for $25, you get a shout out. You'll be listed in the liner notes. You get the limited edition hand numbered set containing the brand new EP Carcosa and Other Illusions, as well as the debut Night of Blades EP, Death Card in Reverse, and digital downloads for that. And
That's brilliant. I like that package in particular.
Yeah, that's the one that I went for.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna post that here.
How much longer is it going on for?
It's only 5 more days, guys. So if we can get him going, that would be great, because he needs. Oh, that one didn't go through, but yeah.
Yeah.
So if you guys are seeing this link, yeah, because I really want it. I'm like, I want this now. So that'd be amazing. Yeah. And he's just like, dude is crazy talented at everything he does. And he's been, like, not so much into the, gets a lull in the writing, goes right into music.
All right.
And it's just like, wow. Like, it's metal, by the way, guys, but it's like Lovecraftian metal kind of stuff going on, and horror metal. And you can also get, if you do that, the add-ons that you can get are his books and physical and digital copies as well, to put add-ons on, so that if you want a way to catch up on his books, go there to get them, so that'll add on to that that final goal to help him with the Kickstarter. So he is a fabulous author. We love him. We love him long time. We love him big bunches. We love him forever. So
for more than $2.
Yeah. So check that out in the what do we call these? The comments in the live show comments. Well, it's not the comments down below. It's the comments that are the live stream comments.
Yeah.
Pop up if you're over on YouTube or whatever you're looking at. It should be in the comments there. Yeah. That one's so cool. I'm just like, oh, and we also have Lily Lucchesi's.
Yes.
Go back up to what I've got there. She has got 11 days to go. She has gotten she has made almost double her pledge, but this is Vampires Don't Drink Blue Blood, a paranormal novella. It's a prequel novella of the award-winning fantasy series The Paranormal Detectives. So
great series too.
Yeah, and what you have here, you can get the exclusive paperback for $25. It is 153 paperback, available only until the campaign, and that ends on January 31st. Shipping is included in that price. You can get the exclusive ebook for $5 with bonus stuff, and for $8, you can get your name added to a special physical edition of Stakeout, Paranormal Detectives Book 1, coming on March 20. Coming out in May. Forgive me for that. So I'm going to title this one with Lily's name.
And Lily does a lot of other podcasts too. She does a lot of different shows. She's popped in here before, but she does a number of things, and you guys got to check her out. She's pretty awesome. That's Lily. I kept going on and bitching about jokingly for I think almost a month at one point. She pops in chat from time to time too.
Yeah, so go check those out. Then we've added a new segment. I've been paying a lot of I can't share those on the splash pages segment because they're not comic book related, you know? That's kind of where we keep the focus there. So I trying to stay streamlined on what belongs on what place.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. Go buy our friends' shit. They're really cool.
We have a lot of cool friends, man. Make a lot of cool shit.
I'm spending
Yes,
money
we do.
on them. You should too.
And yes, all your monies.
All your monies. Dude, okay, I spent way too much, but I'm getting like all the Little Nemo stuff. I actually had to use
I like a little
because
Nemo, man.
dude, Little Nemo was so cool. But they
He
put
was.
out they put out like a new book that's a compilation of all of them. But
Yeah.
they also had a prior edition, but they didn't set up the tiers right, and they didn't have it as an add-on. So I had to like make a second Kickstarter account with my other email address and buy both of them because you could only get them in the pledges. And you can only pledge one pledge on any Kickstarter campaign. So
They shot themselves in the foot on that one, man.
yeah, I was like, is there any way we can guess not? Okay, so I will just I'll just do this.
You could send Kickstarter people messages too.
Yeah.
You should be like, hey, can you add another tier?
Yeah, could you put that tier as an add-on? Because a lot of times that's what people will do. If you can get it, you know, it's like you can either buy that tier or you can add that particular thing on here. But they said no, and it was like basically it was this. I think the reason they didn't do it as an add-on was because there was a limited number of them.
Yeah.
Because it was like, this is all we have left in stock of this book in the warehouse, so we're going to offer up the last, you know, like 20 copies of it people can buy, and then there will be no more in existence other than those that are out in the wild.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to getting that, and then I'm going to be like, yeah, I spent way too much money on that. I spent way too much money on that. That could have paid for rent. Okay. But I have Little Nemo twice.
Yeah. How many Little Nemos is too many Little Nemos, you know? I don't think there's a hard fast rule on that.
I don't think there are too many Little Nemos.
Yeah.
And I'm getting like coasters and little cards and notepads for some reason. That was something I hadn't thought of, like as being like a Kickstarter, like have a notepad.
Yeah, there's like all kinds of cool little things you can do that I've been looking into. Buttons. Just because, stickers, you know, that fun stuff.
Oh God, ask Carissa. Just ask Carissa. She does every possible thing you can think of.
Oh, I know she does. I've learned a lot from her too.
I was rattling off the stuff on her Kickstarter the other day, and it's like I have like a paragraph of just like it's just one run-on sentence with a lot of commas. It's like, and you can get stickers and magnets and buttons and pins and embroidered bookmarks and regular bookmarks and trading cards and metallic trading cards and 3 or 4 different variant covers and metal trading covers and foily trading covers and not trading covers, variant covers, you know, and you can get the whole thing. You can get the buybacks, you can get the plushies, you can get the 3D resin statues, you can get the keychains, you can get the pendants, you can get this, and this. You can get all sorts of things. You can get coins. And it just kept going on. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't even know.
There's so much.
If you ask for it, she'll make it for you. Like,
Hey, we have a plushie guy. I don't know if you guys realize that, but we have a plushie guy.
I heard about it. I haven't seen it, I don't think.
No. Well, I mean,
We haven't put
it's
the
my
order
printer.
in.
Yeah, my printer buddy. He also does plushies. For Detroit Comic Con a couple years ago, he was the one that designed and produced their plushie for the whole comic they sold. And he did it for some pretty crappy photos. He managed to get some really cool done. So
That's cool. I was going to try to contact somebody with a 3D printer to like.
Lyle has one now.
Yeah, I solved my problem. I
Okay.
found something on a eBay shop,
Okay.
but I was looking for different ways to make a special gift for somebody that I'll be seeing at Terrificon, and I've been trying to get those things. Well, I'm hoping he's at Terrificon now that I got this made, because it's like, well, they were already made, but they're custom made things, and they were almost out, and I got some of the last ones of this special item, which I doubt that person will be watching this, but I still want it to be a surprise. So, I'm not going to give it away, but they're made of metal, so they're kind of cool. But yeah. So, and weren't we? But was it you guys that were telling me that you can get like basically wood resin? They print out wood.
Yep. I can print on wood. Oh, you mean things printed out of wood resin? Yeah, they have all kinds of stuff like that. Dude, you can print a house. They invented a 3D printer large enough with certain filaments that will actually print a house.
Okay, so I saw that in the Zeitgeist movie.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, okay, so we're gonna print communities and then like biodome them and then like make everything so like nobody has to work. Like if you want to work, you can, but everything will run off of I don't know. I had to watch it a bunch of times. And that reminds me, I also need to get in for our live read. I totally mispronounced Ziskite. And I was supposed to be Bubby in a Jewish grandmother talking to her nephew or her grandson or whatever in R1 live read, and I basically, instead of calling him Ziskite, I was like Zeitskite. It sounded like I just called him the Zeitgeist. So I'm like, yeah, I should probably fix that. They're like, oops. Let's edit this in so I say it properly.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not letting Ratatosker into the booze tonight. He doesn't get any. Too many
That makes
antics
sense.
lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too many crazy antics. I've been sitting there sober just watching him like get yeah, you have been. You've been a terrible drunk lately. It's been horrible.
I miss you guys though. I miss hanging out.
I miss you too.
I miss you guys as well. I go lay down and then I wake up and it's been like 6 hours. And my little mini naps where I'm like, oh, I just need to lay down for an hour or two. It's like, no, you're gonna lay down for 6. Then you get up for 3, and then you're gonna go back to bed for like another 10.
Yeah.
That's
That-
been the way things.
Whatever happened makes you sleep so much.
Yeah. Well, I do at the end of this month get to go in and have an ENT actually look at my CT scan, and it's funny, the depth things that they run, it runs type 1 to type 3, and they listed me as type 4. I don't know if that was an error on the text part or whatever, but only like 0.5% of the population have the cavity that goes as deep as the type 3. So I'm apparently out there in a world of my own. And bone spurs inside my sinus cavities, so
Hmm.
that might explain. Like, I don't have bone spur near my brain. That might explain part of the why I have headaches.
Not at all. Not at all.
I mean, just a thought. So, show up one of these days with like black eyes because they're gonna have to go in and like grind shit out through. Oh, that's gonna be weird. I don't know how I feel about that. Do we want to let him have a drill that near my brain? Do we?
No, it's cool. Just send the brain to me that week.
Oh, okay.
We got this.
That'll work. You mean you don't have it right now? We're fucked.
No, I don't. Maybe it's lost. Maybe that's
Damn
the
dresser
problem.
people.
Did it get lost in the mail?
It may have.
How
Oh.
does that work?
I got things all mailed out today, and
Wait,
I got
how
it.
much am I supposed to send you?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
He's all good.
$1 million.
If I had $1 million, I would have a house. I wouldn't be
Me
having the problem
too.
I'm having right now.
If I had $1 million, we would have houses.
We'd have our own little compound.
Don't think
We'd have
that's
a
not in the works.
We'd have our own little compound in a ghost town, and
That's
yes,
the
you are
plan.
the cult leader.
Or we could
So,
all
like,
try to crawl into a little condo in like Seattle. Or something.
I just need like a closet. I'm cool. I'm like Bender. I just need a closet.
I need
Dude, I'd give
space.
you a spot. If that's what you wanted, I'd give you a spot.
Yeah, man. I mean, I can just attach a monitor to the wall. No big deal.
We'd figure something out. Get you a nice,
Yeah.
comfortable little area.
Yeah, man. Some cool cushions on the floor, some good padding, a mini fridge. I'm good, man.
Oh yeah, and every time there's dinner, you'd get your own plate.
Yeah. Slide it
So you
underneath
can,
the
like,
door.
treat those heathens.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be good.
I've been watching this really weird channel on YouTube with their reels are like it's like The Sims, but I think it's a different program than actually The Sims. And they go and show these like Little John was, and his wife unexpectedly had 1,000 children, and they have only one room to put them all in. Kids were cramped, everybody was upset, so they decided to start from scratch. Here's what they did. And like in every single one of them, it's somebody has too little space and they can't fit everything in. And they always get galvanized steel that they build bed frames out of, and usually they hang them up from the roof and put up like shelving or drawers that are steps to get up to the beds and padded things around. But it's always like galvanized steel frames and this kind of wood over it, and then comfy mattresses. But they have things like that they borrowed from their aunt, or these screws that they borrow from the aunt and stuff, or they get the mattresses from cousins, and then they put in weird stuff in the drawers. They'll be like, for their clothes and antique underwear and stuff. And it was just like, what? Antique? And he put his stinky socks inside the drawers and just strange things. Then they put a desk, and they build them all the same. Like there's a checklist you can go through, but it's just so funny watching and seeing like what stuff they decide they're going to put in the drawers and the displays. And
You got to lead me to this. This is something I definitely high watch.
and watching the people like walk across, they like just like walk through the ceilings, and they just like glitching out, they walk through the walls, and it's
I actually wish Michelle was up here to tell you the names of the channels that I watch with her. Because a lot, we had to, having to smoke outside and stuff. We come out and smoke in the car, and sometimes we'll be out here at the same time, and we've gotten to watch certain content creators. One of them is this guy that pretends to be like different generations. He's super hilarious. He's got like Gen X, Gen Alpha, all that stuff, and like the conversations he has with all his characters crack me up every time. Another one is this guy that does videos with his two sons. He'll ask them random questions, and they've got to like answer a question in a certain amount of time. It always ends up being like really just messed up and wrong every time. And sometimes the wife will chip in the background. There's one something Shauna, where she pretends to be all these different people in a family, and like it's really dramatic and fucked up. For some reason, that's funny.
That's a
I
new
love all of
trend, is
those.
having all of those different, like, one person being
Yeah.
all the different people and stuff.
Yep. And then there's Flicker Spark. I know her name because she does death.
Ooh.
Dude, Flicker Spark her death stuff is amazing. It's some of my favorite shit out there.
I love her Martha and Death.
Yep, Martha and Death. She pretends to be Martha and Death and Jesus and Thor, sometimes Lucifer and God. It's a whole thing. Like it's epic.
I keep getting stuck on the ones. Do you guys get the ones where it's like they do what I'm assuming are supposed to be oddly satisfying background things,
Videos, yeah, with that
And-
one guy talking in
and-
the background.
and it's just like Reddit stories?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's read in that one particular AI voice, so they all use like the deep voice.
Yeah, and you're like, so I called 911 because my neighbor was. It's like that's when you know that it's not a real person when
I
they.
get stuck into listening to those a lot too for some reason.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wouldn't even read this, but and I'm not, and I can't watch most of the things that other people find oddly satisfying. Kind of make me sick. So
Understandable.
I don't know. It's
So I know
Here.
Reddit for the scary stories or the like weird horror stories from things that happen.
Yeah.
And then Jim's like, you're
Don't-
missing out on the science fiction stories. And then he shows me some of the ones on there, and I'm like, oh, those are really good.
Dude, cryo sleep. It's like no sleep, but
Yeah.
it's for sci-fi. It's really good.
I like that.
And the Cryopod Tapes is a great science fiction horror podcast. I've definitely not had a story on that one at all.
yeah.
some of my favorite ones.
I haven't heard. Sorry, I was fixing to say, I haven't seen you do their type of science fiction yet.
I have.
Okay.
Not only did he put it out, but also it was one of the ones that Otis Gyrie did. They just had two different versions of it. They just named it something different. A Laser Light Show of the Gods is what Otis Gyrie called it. The Stars Were Wrong is what it's called on the. It's actually like Lovecraftian science fiction horror.
But I'm used to the ones where it's like they pissed off the humans by doing this, or this. Those are the ones that keep getting sent by Jim. That's why I'm like,
Oh, okay, yeah. The one that I did, literally, it was about the time when I used to work in the Dayton Museum of Natural History, and we had the big laser light show dome, with the constellations that they would do, like the music laser light shows on the weekends. And a really close friend of mine when I was young was the guy that ran all that. And we would drop acid stuff and like get high and do shit. Like when we were off volunteer hours at night, we just hang out. And so we did a lot of weird shit. But this was all about, a fictitious version of him adding too much LCD into an aerosol spray into the entire presentation. Because he was doing a light show thing for all the workers in the building. And it involved him finding the secret set of constellations, all these secret constellations through reading the works of H.P. Lovecraft, and it drove everybody crazy. So they started ripping their faces off, and it's a pretty messed up story. I like it though. It's a fun one.
Oh,
the guy who wrote about
I
it gets a
love
big kick
this
out of it.
Some of my favorite ones that I'm going through. There's. I just drove by it. I was like, okay, stories about Kevin. That one's really fun. It's Kevins are people who you can't believe that they're alive because they're just that. Wow. Okay. You like cat equals dog is Kevin, and the ones that I really think.
Oh my god, that makes sense. Evan says this all the time, and I didn't know what he was talking about. Now I think I get where he's coming from.
It's yeah, because there's like I've told Kevin stories before, and it's because people like so there's this guy, I'll call him Kevin, and somebody wrote
Okay.
like one of those, and that was like that's what started the whole thing. But
That makes sense.
okay, I'm part of You Drink Bathwater, um, which is just about people drinking bathwater. Um, I've actually posted there off of shows that I've seen that have had people drinking bathwater, or like yeah. I'm in Wild Beef, which is somebody couldn't figure out a word. It's when you have like kind of tip of your tongue syndrome and you call something really weird. And so the whole point of that is you type out like what somebody said and then you put the answer of what they were trying to say on the inside of it. Where Did the Soda Go are hysterical little clips from like infomercials where people are like, I can't open this can.
Right.
Like if you can't actually exist, then,
Sometimes you
this
make me
one,
feel like I'm reading wrong.
oh, I have like so many. I don't work really there's
I have like most of mine are writing ones or ones for like, like to get writing work or film stuff, or it's like, horror videos or narrations. I think my weird ones though are that I like is creepy Ask Reddit. They take all the Ask Reddit stuff and they
yeah.
only put the creepier stuff. I love that one. I get a lot of cool ideas from that one. And revenge. There's like nuclear revenge. There's different revenge ones that are different levels of revenge Reddits. And I
I,
get kicked out of those stories too.
I'm on Petty Revenge. Saved You a Click is another good one because it's people who will go through, and when it says that this happened and you won't believe what the other thing is, and you have to go through, and
For
they'll
an
just like,
hour.
yeah, so they'll just like post up like what they did and be like, sometimes they list like saved you 265 clicks. This
I'm
is
gonna
what
have
it
to
was, a
join that one.
bear or something like that. That one's good. Yeah, Petty Revenge. Right. Not My Cat. That's a fun one when people just random cats that show up in people's houses or various places. It's like I don't even have a cat. Kids are fucking scary and kids are fucking stupid are both fun
Okay. I think I'm
because
on our Fleshgate also. A bunch of cryptid nether stuff like that, I think too. I used to be a part of funny ones. I just don't have my list in front of me. If I go to check my Reddit, it'll make me pause on my screen because I can't do multiple things on my phone apparently.
yeah.
I may have Reddited it wrong and I added a story to your Reddit. I don't know if I Reddited it wrong, but now you have a story of mine on your Reddit thing in your thing. So
Okay.
I'm
I'll help
still
you.
trying to figure out how to Reddit properly.
We'll get you.
And the Reddit 4chan one was I need to join that one on my current account because I had an old
Yeah.
account. But that was always fun. Oh, D&D Green Text is fun as well because it's just like the 4chan thing, only it's all D&D stories.
Okay.
Yeah. Be me, Bard, blah 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 blah. With party. It's good times, but I don't want to be one of those channels that just steals other people's shit and reads it on, without asking permission.
Yeah. There's been enough problems with that.
Yeah, one of my stories with Kevin is actually on YouTube. Somebody asked me if they could put it up, so I was like, "Yeah, go for it."
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was the pizza guy who like, "Where's the
Okay.
middle?" Yeah,
Okay.
that's like what a Kevin is. Like,
Okay. Yeah, you're helping me with a lot of context today. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
where, how do you find the middle? It's halfway. The center. I don't know how to tell you. Look at the picture. Do you see the? I already washed my hands once today.
We're talking about like absent sites, but I feel like we're not talking about the big clock in the room. TikTok. It's a clock.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
Talk went down, and hours later came right back up with a bunch of Facebook related additions.
oh,
I
it's
didn't
back
know
up
about the
again.
Facebook.
Well, Facebook now has an account on TikTok, and it's already verified, and also you can cross post now.
Okay.
Yeah, just out of the blue. It went down because of whatever they said was going down. Then it came right back up, and suddenly it's good to go and has all this integration. And we're like, oh, so maybe that's what was going on.
So TikTok is now possibly Meta, or
No one understands what the fuck is happening or what's going on, honestly. My thought was Meta could make a lot of money just by allowing the server space to host TikTok potentially, and then it would be considered being hosted by an American server, which would bypass a lot of what was going on. I don't know if that's what happened or if there's like a lot of money involved. I do not know. I don't zero details. I just know me and Kyle were talking about it earlier, and it's awful interesting. The whole
I
situation.
saw
I
all these
agree.
people who are like, I was an influencer and I quit my job and now I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, I mean, they were
So-
literally, some of them were making a lot of fucking money.
Oh yeah. It's just getting to the point where you can make a lot of money.
Yeah, and they did that, and they were making a lot of money, and suddenly it's just yanked, and they were freaking out. A lot of people, like you guys know, I'm not huge into TikTok. I joke around about how I hate TikTok, but I really don't hate TikTok. I just don't really get it, and I don't use it. But some people were like cheering, "Oh yay, fucking TikTok's finally gone!" And other people were like, "Do you realize that I've put so much of my life into this thing that that actually hurts me that it's gone?" And there's people
Well,
like
yeah.
arguing about it and getting nasty with each other online. I was like, "What the hell, man? Calm down, people."
How
People,
you use multiple platforms.
Yeah.
And everyone is stealing your shit, by the way.
yeah, oh yeah, but not all those platforms pay.
Yeah.
No.
But I know people who like they're pulling their stuff from Instagram because now Instagram is like they can send your art off to be used for AI. So a lot of graphic artists and comic book artists and stuff are pulling all of their posts down from Insta.
Yeah.
They've already left Facebook for similar reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Anything meta related. I'm like, dude, I'm still a part of those platforms. I'm sorry. And everybody's like migrating over to Blue Sky. And
I
my
understand.
thing is that I've got a bunch of shit, but I don't actually use any of them. I just follow people on them.
Well, that's the problem.
Okay.
There's so many
Yeah.
places that is doing data theft.
Yeah, it's. I think everyone, like Google, fucking does data theft for fuck's sake. Like everyone does it. It's just so weird to me. And I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's a thing.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm not going to quit Facebook because that's how I stay in touch with a lot of my family members,
Right.
you know? And TikTok I've never really used, like I've never posted there.
Mhm. And Reddit is super niche.
Yeah.
Reddit
I
is
know a
very
lot of
niche.
people.
Not
We-
everybody in the world is going to join Reddit.
Yeah, we are not
No.
saying go get TikTok. We're not trying to promote them or anything.
Oh yeah,
We're just
yeah. We don't promote
discussing what
anyone like
happened.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're also discussing how other places are data thefting your stuff as well.
Oh yeah.
Like Microsoft. The thing they force you to use at every job that you need to make documents on and in school,
Yeah.
they're doing the same thing.
And they've added new AI that is very difficult to take down in your
Mhm.
writing that will suggest just writing your story for you
Yep.
if you start reading it.
Yep.
So
And they'll suggest putting weird words in places that don't need to be there. It's like, how does that even make sense?
Oh, I was in a weird conversation related to TikTok. You know, a lot of them feeling it's not just about the the spyware, the information, all that shit. They said that it was the app that ruined a generation because screen time thing, like people getting so obsessed with their screens, they're just locked to it. And like I had to remind someone, I was like, "Do you not remember when YouTube came out? What that was just as, and before that, it was just video games." So it's like there's always gonna be something in an age of technology that's gonna be a giant time suck that a lot of people are gonna be involved and interested in.
And before
Whether
that,
it's good or bad or everything in between, it's gonna happen.
before that, there was TV. Before that, there was books. There
Yep.
was letter writing. Parents
Well-
are always going to find reasons to say, oh, they're spending too much time on this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Or you have these stay-at-home moms. They're like, I gotta catch my stories, period. This
Yeah.
is the time of my stories. Shush.
I'll say this as a business person, someone that's trying to sell books, someone that, manages a haunt, someone that you go where people are to advertise. And if a lot of people are still in one place, even if you don't like it, you go where the people are. That's
That
not
is
promoting the place you're going or in any way or saying that you're happy with how things run. It's just sometimes you suck it up and you do what you got to do.
Yep.
and that is why I'm trying to figure out new places to post.
Yeah, there's
And
something called Neptune coming out. There's Slasher. That Slasher's getting pretty big. Like, there's a never ending thing. I mean, fuck, we all freaked out when Facebook or when MySpace died.
Well, MySpace is still around. It's just different now.
Well, you know what I mean. It's just
Yeah.
it stopped being what it was, and everybody
Yeah.
migrated.
I'm still really disappointed that I still miss MySpace. I still have it somewhere,
Tom's my friend on Facebook.
but
That was one of the first things I did when he joined fucking Facebook. I found Tom. He used the same fucking picture there it could be the same picture. I haven't gone back and looked, but I friended Tom. I miss you, Tom. We need to be friends on this outlet too.
I
Y'all don't
just
know
like
who
being
Tom
able to
is.
use.
I'm sorry, but
I just love being able to use HTML and make all of the things that you could do
It
with
was cool, man.
MySpace.
I feel
It
like
was-
I was like building an Angel Fire site right on my social media.
And then Tumblr, I had to quit Tumblr because if you're a fan of one thing and there are people who are fans of that and something else,
Yeah,
you would get them in your feed. And so it was like, okay, I am a fan of this fandom, and I just had like 4 other shows completely destroyed for me. I know every single thing that happens. I don't even have to watch them. Like, so you can't be a fan and not, if you're behind, you're like, okay, I have to start watching these 7 other shows now, and
yeah.
because otherwise I'm not gonna have any chances of having surprises if I decide to binge watch them down the road, because I've seen every spoiler from everything.
Yeah.
So that's sad. I don't think people really use that anymore either, do they? I mean,
No.
some people do.
Not as much, obviously. I mean, some people still use ICQ,
I did not know that.
Yeah,
That was still around.
yeah.
yeah, whenever I go to make the newsletter, there are so many places that it says to add your link. And I'm like, I don't even
does.
know what that is.
Yeah, I had a weird one the other day. I went to I was trying to follow somebody's podcast, and it gave me like 10 options to follow them on my favorite platform. And I guess this is kind of controversial too. I use Amazon because it's a family thing and
Is that
saves us money on
controversial?
shipping.
I
and
use
stuff.
Amazon.
I think often people are just like, Amazon's screwing people out of, I don't know, like,
Everyone
but,
screws everyone out of money.
yeah, but like they didn't have Amazon Prime as one of their podcast places, and that's where it's that, or YouTube or anything. So it was like, I don't know what any of these other things are. I do not have them. I do not use Spotify because
They don't
I
have
can make a
them in my hand.
playlist that doesn't have commercials in it, or doesn't just randomly stick songs in it that I didn't choose myself. I'm old school. I like my playlist to just contain exactly the music that I put into them. And so I don't subscribe to these other things. And then it's like, well, I guess I'm not listening to your podcast anywhere because I don't have and don't even know what any of these things are.
Oh
I'm
my
not an
God.
apple person, so I don't have
Same.
that. Yeah.
I just had a thought. We need to do a green eggs and ham parody, but instead of like talking about all the places you wouldn't eat green eggs and ham, it's all the places you won't do talk radio or jams. Like I will not do them on YouTube, whatever. We bring in Vines because it's gone too. I miss Vines. We can bring in all these like social media sites that are gone or everybody's like upset about and just spruce it up. I will not remember I had this thought later, but it's here in the video if I want to go back.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I will definitely have to make a clip of that and see if we can figure out something.
It's my
I
random
have-
thought of the day. And I want to be clear. I said we should do this, not that we are doing this, because I know I need to be very clear when I say things. Sometimes I come up with fucking weird ideas,
Yes.
which are still
And
happening.
Yes. And since TikTok is not going down, I will continue on the things I was doing with the stories and everything. It's just like that entire troll schooling you gave us is up on TikTok.
That's fucking funny. I need to see that.
Yeah, I'm on Blue Sky. I haven't posted anything
Yeah.
yet, I don't think.
I see blue skies all the time.
You
When the
have
weather's
posted
clear.
stuff from your author page on there. Well, I have for you.
Me?
Yes.
I have a blue sky? Wow.
I let you know. I said, dude, I got your author Blue Sky up with the fake horror one. And you're like,
Okay, so-
okay.
How high was I when you told me that?
I don't know. I never know how high or not high you are. I just
That's
figured
true.
I'd let you know that it's up with the usual password and
Well, I
went
mean,
on from there.
side note, if you can see me or you're speaking to me in any way, I'm high.
Yeah.
So I'm already definitely high. It's just a matter of,
You will be
the level.
reminded later again that you have a blue sky.
I guess it's the matter of the elevation, we'll say, because that just sounds nice.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
It's like, okay, we got. I don't know how to do all the things. Everybody's just like, oh, I got a Shudder account, or is that the slasher, whatever the horror social media
That's
thing
Slasher. Slasher, yeah.
Slasher.
Shudder is
Yeah.
a video service.
is? Okay, I got a slasher account. Don't use it.
I haven't figured out
I
how
don't
to
use
use
it that
it.
often. I wish I need to start, especially now that I can access from my computer and not just the app. I need to actually start doing more with it because there's a lot of benefits. You can get added as an author, and I don't even know that it costs anything or not. I'm trying to figure it out,
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
like where your books are searchable and stuff.
That is cool.
I just
Podcast.
everybody's like, make one, and I'm like, okay, and then I follow people on it, but I don't post. I don't have time. I don't care.
Yeah,
I just get annoyed with all the like places that you have to be in and have your own blog page, and I don't have time to blog.
I used to do my blog, and then we started doing the shows, and I feel like we talk about so much stuff that I would blog about that really. I stopped kind of seeing a point in blogging. I feel like we do like a talking blog, basically, especially with shows like this.
Yeah,
We
it's a
need to
blog.
know about this. Yeah, it's a video blog, kind of.
Yeah, blog. And
Okay, I
since
just-
I'm not like admin of your page, Carrie, I made a fan group. That way I can throw all your stuff in there. I'm like, I need a
Okay.
place to put this stuff.
Okay, so not doing product placement. I don't know the name of this, but thing or who put it out, but this is really cool. Okay, my sister got me this. It is a it's a little clip, and you get out your Kindle and you clip it like that onto so it's over top of the screen, and then you have this, which is a little remote, so if you like prop your Kindle up, it's a page turner.
Ooh.
So you just click, 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 click. And I mean, like if I'm reading my fanfic, that's all scroll and it
Yeah.
doesn't handle that. But if
Yeah.
you're in the Kindle app and you set it up for pages instead of scrolling, and I read my last novel on it, and it was really nice because sometimes when you're on a Kindle novel and you have it in the scroll function, if it's a Mobi file, it gets kind of juddery when you're
Yeah.
moving it up, or you end up highlighting everything on accident whenever
fucking
you
hate that.
touch it. Yeah. So this was my birthday present, and I was reading something there. I was like, oh yeah, I got to try that. And it's neat. And it comes in a little bag, and you just charge it up with what the universal Android chargers are now. And it came with a charger too. But yeah, so I can take this little thing around and
Flip
not
Switch brought
highlight
to you by
everything.
Plastic.
Yes. But yeah, so Kindle page turner, very cool. Works well. Keeps you from fucking having to unhighlight and stuff all the time. Just make sure it's in the right position because if you put it up too high, you'll keep bookmarking things.
Yeah. We were using hair ties the other day to hold buttons down on controllers so we could farm things on Fortnite without having to play.
Yeah, been there, done that.
I hair tied my way to a Godzilla skin. I've got Godzilla, King Kong, and Jack Skellington now on Fortnite.
I can honestly say that has happened in our house.
I've just been practicing my cribbage.
Nice.
That's my thing. Yeah. I haven't played for years. And I have a cribbage challenge the next time I see somebody, so be like, yeah. Gonna skunk you, man.
That's cool.
I hope anyway. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't want to but yeah, I'm excited to get a chance to. I haven't played cribbage for so long.
I've been playing forever. I think like the 80s, maybe early 90s was the last time I probably played it.
It's probably been about 15, 20 years for me. But because there aren't a lot of people who play it, and you have to go out. I'm the only person in my apartment who plays it. I'm the only person here. I don't go anywhere.
Red Johnson doesn't play with you?
No. I used to play a lot of Scrabble. We'd have
Scrabble.
I play Words with Friends online with Mom, and that's pretty fun. Asshole, by the way, is a word that you can use on Words with Friends.
Yes, it is.
Mom started one out the other day, and like I just had asshole as my letters, and it's all you drop all 7 of them if you do it. So I just like pluralized her word, and she's like, really? And then later on, I had assholes because I had something that went across the bottom of it, and she's just like, ugh, nitwit is all. But so then you can play the computer. They have little mini games and stuff, so you can get different colored tiles. And I did that to get different colored tiles without subscribing for it. So then Mom and I can see who's doing which words, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool to be able to see, like, okay, you drop these letters, you drop these letters, and see how we build up. Because we make cubes when we're doing it. It's like, oh yeah, you got nowhere to play. You can't drop shit because you can do this. But they come up there. They put out words that are not words. There's a PQB is a word for them. TFW is a word for them. That feeling when is the abbreviation for it. ESQ, SUQ, all these. No, those aren't words. And then I'll like look up a word and it'll be like a semi-aquatic, like I seriously saw one that was like a semi-aquatic possum that lives in, like fucking New Zealand or something. No, they don't have possums in New Zealand. I'm sorry. But, like somewhere.
Right, yeah.
Or, like the 14th letter of this dead language. And they also are using onomatopoetic words as well. MIAOW, meow, is a word now.
The fuck?
Yeah. So I'm just like, you're cheater, fucking pumpkin eater. And half the time you'll pull them up, it'll give you a definition. And half the time, well, 3/4 of the time, you pull it up and it says, yes, this is a valid Words with Friends word, but there is no definition yet. We are working on updating our dictionary. I'm like, you're just putting shit together.
Yeah.
That is not a word.
Somebody at Charger Things was pissed that someone was beating them, so they just started adding other code into the system so they could win. What tiles do I have? Okay, I can do this.
This is the word? Sure it is.
That's a word too. Sure it is. SHIRITIS. I doubt it's a word, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Sorry. Pardon me while I type because.
An important question that is not appropriate for on
Yeah.
here. I needed to ask Nell because.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
reasons. But yeah. So I'm just bye Ross.
You just went poof. I don't think you did it on purpose. You know those really cheap heaters at Dollar General? They're like this big.
Okay.
They're very useful to warm up a closet.
Nice. I think I still have around here like 2 little heaters that my grandma had, the like super sturdy little old ones that had the fan, and if they get tipped over they turn off and stuff, but they'll blow out a power strip like nobody's business.
Yeah.
Is the problem. And because like I'd have those, and like when you're on housing you have to have gas heat. They won't let you use a space heater for your heating because they're dangerous. So
Yeah.
even when you don't have the gas heat, even if you don't have it running, and like you have to pay like $20 a month or better just to have your pilot light on throughout the summer months. So you're like spending money. And at one point it was costing me more to have gas on than I was getting for housing.
Jesus. Also, wrong lever.
You were like, Ross just went away.
We're going
Yep, it
on
was
a
like
short adventure. Field trip time.
Yay, field trip time. Just know, please do not show me the spider room ever.
Well, I'm not going to the haunt right now. I'm just going around the building real quick and coming back up. But
I'm just saying, I want to see everything but the spider room.
Well, I mean, we already have a
Whatever.
spider hall now, but like we're just taking it apart and redoing it somewhere else where it's going to be way cooler.
Yeah.
We haven't built anything new yet, though. We're actually cleaning up. We're still doing this full-on reorganization just of everything we own.
Yeah.
We're almost done with that finally, and then we're a lot of cleaning up guest areas, repainting or painting for the first time, like new guest areas, trying to make the place look nice. You know, the Valentine's Day coming up and everything.
Oh yeah, it's going to be epic.
Raz, you can see his hair when he walks around.
Yeah, it goes swish, swish, swish.
Yes, we love your hair. I still cannot mentally deal with my hair right now. They're too tiny.
You have just random hospital tables. Like these are like gynecological tables, I think. I don't know, but they're here.
Yeah,
They're
it
on the
looks
hallway
like
right
fun.
now. Yeah, we got a bunch of those stirrups and everything. We have all kinds of medical equipment. Like more than anyone I've ever seen. And it's all real medical equipment from places.
Okay, that's something you have to do with the comedy show is have an improv section where there's like a mystery prop or two that's going to be brought out and put on stage, and each for like put it out and everybody has to approach the mic, like everybody stands till they get their joke and then they walk up and deliver to the mic like something with the prop and then put it down, let the next person go through. That could be fun.
Definitely.
We used to, we had, when I was doing stand up, we had different improv things, but it was just games like we did is like, and we'd get random suggestions from the audience for two different things. This is like this, and then you say how it is, or 186, and that was like 186 somethings walk into a bar and you'd finish the joke, and some other just weird stuff. But
That's cool.
yeah, it was pretty fun. What was the one that there's something like Mormons are like, oh, so the thing that sucks about it is when you're doing stand up in bars, people will always be like, whore, like it has to be something sexual is
Right.
like the thing, like there's it. But it was like Mormons are like blowjobs, and I was the only girl on that night. I just walked up and I'm like, these guys in suits just keep coming up and knocking at my door. That was one of my good ones.
Sorry.
I got, because they would set us up, and if you did a bad joke, you had to go to the poopy side of the stage, and you couldn't have your drink if you were over there. So you had to go up and wait until you told a good enough joke to get moved back over to the good side of the stage.
That's fair enough.
It was very humiliating. It was like, if you weren't sure, don't do it, because you don't want to be on the poopy side. But then again, you don't want to be the only person who just is standing back for, because some people would be like, we'd have a line and we'd keep that thing going for quite a while.
That sounds odd.
Yeah. Those are some of the things that I miss from stand up, but I cannot get in that mind frame anymore. It just doesn't work for me. I became too much of a pessimist, I think, and I know that there are people who like that's their whole shtick, but that wasn't mine. And I can't really, I'm more serious these days.
I'm not really sure what my shtick is going to be, but I got to come up with something. I have less than a month to figure it out.
Yes. And I have like 10 days to finish the story, and I only have bits and pieces. So I totally get the idea of why everything is hard to figure out how to think.
Too many deadlines.
Braining is hard.
Braining is very hard.
Especially when your brain gets lost by FedEx.
Yes. Dude, they showed up at 9:20. 9:20 at night, and I was like, huh? Finally got the box from Mariah. Had the most happiest dance ever from Sophia.
Cool.
Yes, she got a Mountain Dew cup. She is also my Mountain Dew kid.
Hell yeah.
I'm sticking with the Coke Zeros.
That's fine.
And iced coffee. And iced tea. And wine. And whiskey.
My tea's gone.
Oh. I just have the variety. Although this guy's got the full bar, man.
Yes.
There's so many little mini bottles of shit that he's got. You got a pretty good drinks cabinet, my dude. I keep getting him more stuff. Every time I'm in, I'm like, oh, well, he needs that.
Oh, yeah.
You go by the discount little 99-cent bottles. It's just like, well, he needs that flavor and that flavor and that flavor. Why wouldn't you get him that?
Definitely.
And he's like, yes, I do need that.
Hi, Dylan Garcia.
Hello, Dylan.
Hello.
When you go back on Facebook, you're going to find 4 posts from Glorious Misconception of Madness that has you tagged in them. But then again, you should be tagged because you made it. I just made graphics of them.
Okay, so here's another thing that's been going on with Facebook for me. I don't know if anybody else knows this. Like, I swear to God, I've liked something like 15 times, and then I'll see it again, and I haven't liked it. Is it just
Oh, that
because?
happens.
And,
It
and
has
I also, oh, go on.
it's unfriended me from half my family.
Oh, that's no good.
So I'm
It-
like, hey, why did we stop being friends? Because Facebook has decided we shouldn't.
I also get the same notification like, oh, this showed up 3 minutes ago. And it's like, no, this showed up 15 days ago, and I've already clicked on a new notification for it 30 times. Okay. Dylan says it's happened to him too. So cool. So it's not, because I know that, like, I've had to go through, because there are some pages that, like, I like Walter the cat. And
Like in Walter.
but there's his page is Walter the cat with 2 T's on the end. But there's also a Walter the cat fan page and a Walter the cat this, and they spell them slightly differently. And some of them they spell them the same, but it's a different type of page. So instead of being a page, it's a group or whatever, you know. And they all steal the reels from the original one, so you think that you're getting, but it's not the one. So I've had to, like, delete and unfollow all of these side things that are just playing the same footage of somebody else's IP, and it's like, that is so frustrating.
Right. It is very frustrating.
I get, and that's another thing too. If like somebody, if you're friends with a person and they have a page and a group, you know, you end up getting like, oh, you won an award, good job. You won it still, good job. You kept winning it, good job. Oh God, you won 15 awards. This is never going to end. I'm looking at you, Anthony. Good job, though. You did it. You deserve it.
Okay.
But damn.
I'm on the move again.
On the move.
I was
Alrighty.
lazy. I didn't roll enough cigarettes to be outside. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
But it's
Yeah.
easier to do the show outside lately. So, well, I mean, for a while now, it's kind of easier. But I can't smoke inside. Sometimes that's okay. Lately, no, that's not. And I can't just sit outside in the chair like I did, during the fall and everything in the summer because, there's snow out there.
It's 0 here right now.
Oh, it's only like 29 here.
If you've ever wondered if hell freezes over, Hell Dungeon does.
Yeah.
See, what do we got? Ooh. Oh, now it says it's -1.
Ooh,
Ooh. Cold weather advisory through Tuesday night.
nice. That's always good.
Yeah. Extremely cold. Yes, we understand this.
Currently in Hell, Ohio, it is 35 degrees.
Good. I didn't know there was a Hell Ohio. I know there's a Hell Michigan.
Oh, there's a Hell, Ohio, and they have an ice cream shop.
That sounds exactly like Hell Michigan, which also has an ice cream shop. That's odd.
Is it like
Yeah.
when hell freezes over?
Yeah.
Do they call the ice cream shop? 'Cause
I'm
that'd
gonna
be
have to
good.
look at that because the Hell Michigan is when I was the mayor of for the day
Yeah.
a while back. I know
I
there's a Hell
remember that.
Town, but I didn't know there was a Hell. That's odd.
Dude, the only reason I know, like, have it stuck in my brain forever is there was this magazine article about Hell, Ohio and their new flavors compared to like Ben and Jerry's flavors whenever I was like a teenager. So it's just stuck in my head because I've had this obsession with Ohio since I was a teenager. And then somehow haunters from Ohio became my friends. I don't know.
We love hunters from Ohio.
Yeah, they make me happy.
We have our days.
Oh, most any day you make me happy. All I gotta do is look at my purse and I'm like, oh yeah, Raz exists. The world is okay.
All is good.
All
Do
is
not
good.
fret.
Raz exists.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's what I need. I know I did this because my cigarettes keep disappearing.
So
Been
we're
wrong.
just got to Jasper, getting out to go into the store, and Martha's like, is there a digital copy of the second SIC? And I'm like, yes. She's like, why don't I have it? I don't know. Make it appear on my phone for me. So I made it appear on her phone for her.
Ta-da!
Like,
I
you
am
just spent
magic.
like $5 and something to get your book. Okay, as long as I have.
We could
I'm
have
like,
just given her a free one.
oh, she had it,
Oh, okay.
but she wanted the digital copy on her Kindle too.
No, I mean we could have given her a digital copy for free.
Oh, we gave her
Remember
a
that.
digital copy, but her and PDFs.
No, I mean we could have gotten her one just for Kindle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We can do Moby files.
Because
Although-
the way you can get the file and upload it to Amazon, I've mastered this with books, and it'll show up on any of your Kindle devices you want.
Okay.
You download the Kindle app like on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I do. You might be able to do it from your phone. I just do it from my computer, and then from there I upload the books, and then from there it converts it into Kindle files and adds it to my account.
Okay. Cool.
It for some reason does not work that well with Mobies, and you would think that that's
Yeah.
what the Kindle app would want. So
No.
it's what's the other format? Not PDF and not.
It's
It's
just
one
EPUB.
EPUB. The ones that translate best into the Kindle app from your computer for some reason are EPUBs, and they come out looking like a Mobi should be looking like on your Kindle.
And then all the Mobies translate to my Google Books account.
Yep.
It's all over.
I don't know. I have like 4 different book accounts because I have the Book Funnel, I have the Google Play, I have the I have audiobooks, I have Audible, I have Kindle, I have random PDFs. And we did have this one lady that was on our that message app that we have other than Facebook Messenger that we use. Not often. It's not Twitch, it's the other one. Because Twitch is not a message, it's just above mine on phone. Well, and she was on the thing. You know where we go to look at all the books on Paycor. Okay, words escape me. I will know the
Books to
so
read?
she, huh?
Books to read.
No, not books to read. It's the Messenger app.
Oh. Discord?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, Discord. Okay. She was invited on Discord and she's like, and she was talking to one of the other authors and she was getting pushy. And she's like, I will do this, this, and this for this amount, this, and this for this amount, and this, and this for this amount. And she was telling me about it. So I told Patty that she was getting to be a problem. And then she asked me how much I was charging for what I had done for her because I just started sending her stuff because she's part of Fakehor.
Right.
She's like, PDF?
Question mark?
I just need the PDF.
Um.
She's like, oh, you already got the PDF? It's on Discord. I was told to do something with it.
Sorry, I'm like checking things real quick. I just got a.
Dude, I wish I could just stop yawning. That would be great.
This keyboard will self-destruct in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8.
That would
Boom!
suck
Get it.
because it's my laptop.
I know. That'd be bad.
Oh yeah, I would start crying because we were due to the move that is going to have to happen at some point in the near future.
Yeah.
We'd started putting stuff in the storage shed that we didn't want to get rid of, that we like picture albums or whatever.
Yeah.
So somehow a glass of tea gets spilt on it.
Oh no.
Hence why I'm here. So this works. My mic works. My earphones still work. My computer still works. But my board, and all I could do was cry.
We'll get you another board soon.
Oh, I'm not rushing. I'm just like, damn it. There's just so many things that are just not going right now.
I'm using a
And-
different board right now. I'm trying to get used to. I don't love it.
Oy. Humaning is hard.
Oh, I got a new monitor. I got a 27-inch curved, like high def monitor for my video editing and stuff, and it was only like $100 at Walmart. I was really surprised. The only reason I bought it, I was like, "That's ridiculously cheap," and it was on sale. Okay. I've been using like hand-me-down monitors and like thrift store monitors for a while. So all the videos that I do, I'm looking at it in such a substandard form that I have no idea what it actually looks like unless I look at it on my phone after I publish.
Oh wow.
So no more of those days. My game's been upped. I can color correct a lot better now.
That rocks.
I actually just did a brand new intro and outro for The Haunt and a new video for our Valentine's Day thing that's dropping on Facebook tomorrow. Then I'll probably upload it to our stuff. I'm excited about it.
That would be great. Well, that is great. I mean,
about that. Needed to send somebody a message real quick. Oh,
okay.
Barras. Barras, 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 Barras. Oh. Food poisoning is not fun. I do not recommend.
I don't either. Been there, done that. Felt like I was dying. Food poisoning. Sun poisoning.
Wrong lever!
Barras.
It's not my phone. It's
Having an
definitely me.
Okay. Having an allergic reaction so bad you go into shock. Let's not do any of those things again.
I've developed a severe allergy to morons lately. That's really been made it hard to navigate my life.
Yeah, it's usually hard to navigate mine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a group.
I'm
Okay.
trying to learn to set boundaries with someone that doesn't understand boundaries.
Hmm.
And it's been hard. You know, he's newer with The Haunt since last year. I love the kid to death. But there's been a lot of rough situations that I'm not sure how to handle, and I'm the one latched on to, which I'm fine with that. I love to be there for people, but it's becoming a lot, and I've been trying to find ways to politely point it out to make it apparent, because the person is technically an adult but has disabilities that makes it difficult sometimes to understand things, and then come to find out that the person understands completely fine. They just don't take their meds all the time for weird reasons and think that they can just blame that for everything they're doing. And then I just came to a head recently, and I'm like, man, if you know you're doing it and you're okay and you should be excused just because you didn't take your meds, you're not taking your meds. So I'm blaming you for not taking your meds that you know you.
Yeah. That's yeah, we've
Yeah.
had some people be like, "Oh, you know, like I'm just this way all the time," and it's like, well, sometimes you need meds to be okay.
Oh, the person isn't anti-med or anything. He's just been coming up with weird reasons, like, "Oh, I slept until this time and I can't. I don't feel like I should take it because I slept too late." And I'm like, "Buddy, that's not how this is going to work. Like, I need you to think about this."
Responsibilities for your actions, real world
Yes.
consequences.
The person will call me nonstop on Facebook until it wakes me up, and then I answer the phone. So I know it won't stop unless I answer.
Yeah, Cernakut.
Yeah. Yep. It's been a journey. I'm not always the most patient human being, as you guys well know.
I don't think. Well, you're definitely not the moron.
No, Stefan, you are not a moron.
That's another Reddit I like. Am I the asshole? That's a fun Reddit.
Oh yeah, I love that
I
one.
just remember the
Well,
name of it one. AITA.
Yeah,
there's always the option of turning your devices off.
Yeah, but actually, people that actually need something that could be an emergency could need to reach me, like legitimately.
Yeah.
So, like, with some stuff going on around here, so like, I really can't do that.
Oh
you
yeah.
could silence that particular person.
Well, that's what I'm about to do here soon. There's one more chance on board right now to reach me on social media ever again.
Yeah,
Because I don't give my phone number out. You guys know my, you should. I'm pretty sure you guys have my current number, but like, I don't give that out to people. I just don't.
And the
It's
only
all
person
line.
that can access it, well, he is able to access a whole lot of things on my phone, but he doesn't mess with only 2 things.
I
And
trust him
that's
as much as I trust you, man.
Oh yeah, he the worst he's
I love him.
the only thing of yours that he shared around is stuff that is out there to buy. So
You should-
yeah,
Why, Rusty Slasher?
Once in a blue moon, you should tag me and leave some random posts because I think that would be hilarious. Like once a month, just you or one of the kids or him, just someone hack my account and just leave a hilarious message because I will die laughing.
okay.
If you're bored, you have permission.
I can tag you into all different weird things.
Log into my account and leave a message to pretend you're me for a second and like just say something ridiculous.
Okay.
Ooh, thought for weird ways to give away things to people. I'm sure other people have done this already, but you for some reason you reminded me of one of my my old sociology professor, who like part of our grade was our note taking, and you had to have really good notes. And I took such good notes that he asked me if I would give him a digital copy of them because they were better than his own lesson plans.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but he did stuff like we'd be watching a movie in class, right? And some people would nod off. And so he would walk up and write things on the blackboard like the Phantom was here, leave it up for like 5 minutes or something, and then go erase it. And if that wasn't included in your notes, those were points off, you know? So, but like,
That's gonna be me.
if you had a Facebook post where you were like going to give away something for people who comment in the next, like hour, and then like, then screenshot the post and then take it down, then that'd be kind of fun.
I can post things and take it down off of one site, just not the other. Because I can post anything I want on 2 different things and it goes straight to your Facebook page.
Oh
But
yeah.
I can't take it off if I put it up when it goes to Facebook.
Yeah,
But
it's
that
just a
still
thought.
doesn't mean I can't have other random things. Hey, if that's
Yeah.
what you want, I have ideas.
I don't have anything to give away right now, but it was
Oh, I
just
wasn't
something that-
thinking about giving away. I was thinking about other things.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just the first thing that's in my head. I've been missing Monty Python a lot lately. I'm about to do a full on just journey.
Dude, yes,
A
we had
24-hour time period where I'm just gonna Monty Python it up and drop shrooms and just reset my brain.
already. I can work with that. I can definitely work with Monty Python.
You do have to, like, when you're at your peak, you have to watch The Meaning of Life.
But what if
But
I just end up being forced to watch Monty Python, The Meaning of Life, randomly just because Josh is like, I want to watch
You
this
did it.
movie.
You can do that anyway. But specifically, it's Meaning of Life, and you watch Meaning of Life, and then and Now for Something Different back to back at the peak of your trip, and it just it changes your whole everything. I found that out accidentally once. I've done it so many times since then.
I can't find it right now. My old I used to call him my crazy boss, and now I feel bad because he's dead. But he had made this thing where he took the he's a big bearded guy, and so he took the God thing from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and like put his own face in it, and then like had a little like spoon thing, and he'd make himself talk and record it.
That is
And
awesome.
yeah, so he used it in like a Kickstarter thing that he was doing and all these other things. It was really cool. But he was like, when he was working on it, yeah, it was that one,
Gotcha.
but it has his face in it. But when he was working on it, he printed out, you know, like 200 different pages of it to have him for different mouth movements. And he had and like the cable guy showed up and was like going through his house, and like where he had to install it, it was like in his bedroom. So on his bed were just like 200 pictures of him with different little minor alterations of that picture. It's just like, he kind of gave me a funny look. I bet he probably did. That's
Yeah.
one of those things, you know. People look at you kind of funny.
I mean, that they do. I'm used to that. I don't even register it anymore.
They're good at that.
Oh my god, me and Pyle went and bought dry erase markers today because all our dry erase markers of the haunt were missing. But he also bought a pack of permanent markers so he could draw things on the handles of the dry erase markers so that they ended up in different places of the haunt, we would know where they went. So for like 20 minutes, that's what he did. He just stood there drawing on with another marker onto another marker and just putting them in places.
There you go.
It was part of our daily amusement. That and not being able to find the wireless mics for some reason. Gotta tear the haunt apart a little bit more and find them.
Okay.
Okay.
KO.
Yeah. I will be back.
Okay.
Blah.
Exactly. So hello.
Hello.
I enjoy the various things that come out of your brain.
I don't know what's going to come out of my brain from one moment to the next anymore.
I don't either. And it also living with my kids, I don't even know what the next thing is going to come up with. It's like I'm supposed to know how to play certain games with things I can't see, and then Dante gets mad, and it's like, you're the only one that can see these imaginary things. I can't.
Yep.
You got to tell me where it is.
I get that. For sure.
Which is actually a lot less of a problem than when my grandmother would jump onto me and tell me I need to have done various things while I'm at school, but she's talking to the imaginary me, so I can't hear it and make sure that things happen.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Which is harder than whenever I hear her do it and I'm like in the living room or whatever and can figure things out. It's like trying to explain that to her.
So I realized I got to make a new section of my website now.
Oh, okay.
So I've got Riverside Chronicles, and I've got other books, which is where Lincoln is, but I need a Riverside Tales section now. That's going to
Yeah.
be a whole series. I have to do that. And I have other things. I haven't even added the book even to my website, or the last anthology or two. Actually, I haven't done to the website yet.
Oh yeah, you now have a link tree.
Yeah, I need to grab that too. I'm behind, and I need to get
I've
the other links too for shit. Yeah.
It's logged in under your browser because I
Okay.
did it all on your actual browser.
Sweet.
So, but I put the shareable link on the people links because people kept saying, "Hey, can you just give me his link tree?" And I'm like, yes, I can now. Here you go."
Nice. That's cool. Link trees are awesome.
Oh yeah, and I made one for Alight, me, Patty, Serena, and Fakor.
Very cool.
So yeah, people keep
Technology's
asking for
fun.
weird things.
Technology is very fun.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying it. I can sit here and talk to you, and you're like 16 hours away.
Yeah.
I haven't tried to figure out how far away Dell is from me.
I used to be able to tell you exactly. Michelle knows exactly how far Dell is from me.
Okay.
But the way you'd come up, it would probably you'd come up a lot straighter of an angle than me. So it'd probably add about maybe 45 minutes to an hour on to whatever mine is.
Okay. Oi.
Hello. Sorry about
Hi.
that.
And you're in Lincoln?
Yes.
Okay.
Of the logs fame. Sorry.
You just. I don't know why. Then it made me think of Abraham Lincoln, which then made me think of I'm right down the street from the Capitol,
Mhm.
and surrounding the Capitol building are various statues of historical people, including one of Abraham Lincoln.
Yep.
And the first time the first time I took Maddie to the Capitol, because she always the Capitol, because it was the biggest building in town, and it's the phallus of the plains. They always joke because it's a big
Right.
rounded dome with then like the sower on top of it, reaching in to throw his seeds.
Yep. You cannot miss it.
Yeah, but so the first time I took her to see it, she saw the Abraham Lincoln statue was the first one she saw, and she thought there was somebody inside of it. Like inside the building, she's like, "How does he breathe?" Like she was a little one, like.
Oh yeah.
But it's like she was so worried about the people inside the statues, and I'd be like, "No, they aren't. Those aren't real people," But she was like terribly worried about all these people standing, like it was their job or something to like every day they have to go stand inside of metal. I love the way kids' brains work.
Well, I mean, there's those metal people that stand there with the body paint and stuff.
Yeah,
And that's
but
a common thing to not see where you live, to like see memes about, or like to see or hear about them in some weird ass ways to make you think that every time you see a statue, it's just one of those people. And
Oh,
it
yeah.
looks like real metal if they paint themselves correctly.
yeah. Our trips were always interesting. We'd go to the little downtown areas and go see taking her to Moral Hall, aka Mammoth Hall, where we have all of the giant mammoths and dinosaurs and stuff, and a bunch of little kid sections and stuff too. They can go excavating if they want. They have like a little archaeology section. You pay and you can dig through and get your own fossils and take them out. But we were crossing campus to get there, and like she was just skipping and smiling, and anytime somebody'd say hi to her, because she was hi to everybody, she'd be like, "We're gonna go see dinosaurs, but they're dead, but it's okay because it was a long time ago and it didn't hurt." Like, they were just like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, don't traumatize her.
Right.
we're not going to change this conception, whether it's a good conception or bad conception.
Yep.
Yes.
And the answer to the question is 13 and a half hours.
Okay.
How long it'll take me to get to you?
Oh, okay.
Okay, guys, I'll be right.
She'll be right.
So-
I'll be left.
I'll be front.
As usual,
Could
Pal keeping up the rear.
I could be Frank, but I don't really want to.
Man, I'm interested in the new police squad movies.
Didn't know
So,
about him.
Yeah,
Don't really.
right? It's police, the files, of the police squad, or whatever.
I'll have to look into it. I've been really disappointed in a lot of movies recently.
Like what? Let's talk about movies.
Just like some of the things coming out just don't seem necessary or good.
There are some good titles out.
Okay, well, first of all, and one that I don't know, I can't watch it, so I can't say whether it's good or not. But from what I've heard, people were really let down by Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, I already told you that I was too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, did it really need to be remade?
It didn't get remade. It was a direct sequel.
Well, but not remade. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
was it necessary?
Well, I mean, the thing is, it was always supposed to have a sequel, and they ended up turning a lot of what they were doing for the sequel into the cartoon. The original script, it got parted out to make the cartoon, and we've been promised a sequel since a couple years after the original came out. So it was like we'd always hoped it would happen, but it was supposed to go down a certain way, and it didn't. And what they did do, there's parts that were awesome. There's some really cool ideas, establish more lore in the world. That was really awesome. But they were just trying to tell too much of a story in too many different directions that no one direction really felt like it was worth telling the story. They just put too much in a short time, and it just, I don't know. It was weird. So I think maybe that this was the movie that just sets up the final movie. Because there was always supposed to be a Beetlejuice, and a Beetlejuice.
Okay.
So if really awesome payoffs happen in 3, then that'll make 2 make more sense. So I'm hoping maybe that's the whole thing they're doing. I don't know.
Okay. Kraven the Hunter. Nobody asked for Kraven.
You know what? I was very much against it. I watched it and I weirdly enjoyed it. Like, I forgot for a minute the way they did it that it was even Spider-Man adjacent. Although I know everything about Kraven, I just kind of let my brain wander. It's like, okay, this is its own thing. It's not related to any Kraven that you know. And the action of the movie, the whole concept and the point of the movie, it was actually kind of fun. It shocked me. I thought it was going to be really bad because Morbius was really bad. But it was a lot better than Morbius, at least.
That's another one that nobody asked for. And I was a fan of Morbius. I haven't seen the movie, so I'm reserving judgment, but
the problem is they didn't include Spider-Man. Just like the Venom movies. They're okay, Venom, cool, haha, but there was no Spider-Man, so, and they didn't even do the Venom spin-off stories. They just did this whole thing that was Venom, but without Spider-Man. And there was an obvious gap where Spider-Man should be, and it just didn't function. None of the Sony shit has functioned outside of Into the Spider-Verse. That's been a lot of fun, but
yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I didn't see any need for that to happen. I'm looking through some of these right now. Because as soon as I bring it up, of course, I can't remember any of them.
Right.
That I mean, Wicked, interestingly enough, I've heard that a lot of people did not enjoy because, and I've never seen the musical, so I don't know, but since it's like a 2-parter and they didn't really emphasize that, a lot of people are like, oh, I have to watch a whole new one. I have to wait a year.
They just did that with Dune and everybody loved it, though. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to take that. Like
Well, Dune
main-
is a huge story. How long does Wicked need to be?
4 books. The 5th one on the way.
Wicked?
Wicked was a book series before it was a musical, and the movie is
Well, I know
actually,
that, but I didn't realize they'd gotten that they'd kept doing that much with it.
yeah. The 5th book is a prequel, and it's about to come out, I think, in the next couple months. But like the musical like missed them giant chunks of the first 2 books because the first 2 books are out when the musical happened, and it missed so much important shit. It was ridiculous. The movie is trying to find a happy medium between the musical and the books, so it's actually adding in a lot of new songs and a lot of new stuff that was originally in the books. So that's another complaint is the people that have read the books are tending to like it a little bit more, and the people that only know it as the musical are tend to liking it a little bit less.
Okay.
On top of the, part 1 thing, they should have advertised a lot better. Because even I didn't know that until the movie was already out, and I was like, "This is weird."
Hellboy the Crooked Man.
I wanted to like it. I wanted to like it because I really like Hellboy. I did not like it.
I think that Leo's still putting the final touches on our final release of our reading of the Crooked Man.
Yeah.
He's got to get some more sound effects in there, but I honestly think we did a better job than they did. They added like 1 or 2 cool things, and then they twisted so much of the story around.
The suit
It was like
nothing.
this isn't
Not
this.
getting a sequel.
It's like this isn't the story.
Well, they can't figure out what they want to do. Like they started off decent with Ron Perlman in the first one, and then the second one just kind of shit the bed. They rebooted it with David Harbour, which was interesting, but the story was so fucked that you couldn't even follow it. And then now again with another new actor, and it just was not good.
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, we got these shots," and Mignola even liked it because all these people were like, when you saw the trailers, it was like, if you compare these shots to the comic, you can see the exact panel and it matches exactly,
Mhm.
But then it reminds me of Exorcist 3 in a way, because it was supposed to be Legion, and then they
Mhm.
decided to add exorcisms into it. And so it was like, okay, we put in new characters and all of these scenes that never actually happened in the thing to make it more exciting. Because really, honestly, like, the final bit of the Crooked Man is like all the stuff that was not included in the comic whatsoever,
Yep.
walking around the house and going underground and all these different things. And it's like, okay, it made it more exciting, but it had because like, okay, in the original Exorcist in Legion, instead of the final exorcism scene, and which I gotta say, they did do George C. Scott's I believe in speech during that was fantastic.
It
That
was.
was really good. I think that was an okay addition. If they had to do it, they did it okay. But in the original, he just walks in and fucking shoots him.
Yeah.
And that's basically similar to what happens at the end of Crooked Man in the Hellboy comic book series. It's like there's this battle of things but when they actually go to confront him, it's just like he's this weak, worthless thing, and it's just like, okay, done.
Yeah.
It's over. Okay. But then they had to add in all these extra characters, different subplots, different like relationship things. They made Hellboy like not Hellboy. Like they took the like just kind of like blowing it. Oh fuck! I guess we're doing this again. And made him like trigger happy and all this stuff and smack talking to the priest and shit. It was like that's not
Right.
how it was.
I feel like they actually combined him with the character Preacher. And that's the version of Hellboy we got, was a Hellboy Preacher crossover comic, is what that movie felt like. But all in one character, like Preacher and Hellboy were fused together, and they made that.
Yeah,
But not in a good way. Not in a good way. Like and the crappier versions of their iterations, because those are 2 great characters, and they just weird. But there have been some good newer movies. Like I don't care what anybody says. If you're actually a fan of the original Crow comics, that new Crow movie was actually pretty damn good.
Like that. Yeah.
I was so pleasantly surprised by that movie. It really threw me in a good way.
I really enjoyed it as well. And I know a lot of people. And here's my thing is that, yes, I grew up when that was a big thing.
Same.
At
I got
the same
tattooed.
time, I didn't watch it that many times. I've only seen
Oh, I've
the
seen it a
original
ton of
Crow
times.
like 3 or 4 times in my life, and some of those weren't all the way through.
I'm over 50 at least.
So but I mean, because like
The soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks to any movie ever made. Like one of the best.
yeah, I watched The Craft many more times than I watched The Crow, but that's still like only in the tens of times.
I mean, that Legacy sequel they did to Craft was actually pretty decent. I was pleasantly surprised by that too. I thought it was passable.
Didn't see it.
It's good.
I've gotten
That's
so
only like,
niche
what,
in things that I
that's
watched.
only like 3 years old, or it's like 3 or 4 years old. The Legacy sequel.
Yeah, it's on the list that
Yeah,
it's bookmarked
I
that
would say
eventually
if you-
I'll click on it,
I would say
but
if you really enjoyed the first one, it's 100% worth watching. I'm picky
I
about that
just
shit too.
Nancy was just, you can't beat her. She was perfect. Fairuza Balk just
Yeah, she was.
it
Always is in everything she's in.
yeah. She just nailed it, and that was, you're sorry, that was just
Oh yeah. And I remember with the Crow shoe though, I remember bitching and bitching and bitching at people that were like just tearing it without even seeing it, and they're like, "Oh, he's gonna be the Crow." I'm like, "You son of a bitch! He's the modern generation Johnny Depp. That man has not let us down in anything he's done." And I kept saying, "And you wait for Nosferatu." I fucking love Nosferatu. I've already
I
watched
can't
it.
wait to see that.
I've watched it 8 times already. I'm in love with it. And then Wolfman just dropped on Friday, and I'm hoping to get to see that this week.
Ooh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's the
Just
same person that made the new Invisible Man movie like 5 years ago.
Ooh, I did enjoy that story. That was pretty good.
Very good. It's I got a lot of high hopes for Werewolf and the new monster movies, man. But those were good. I mean, those are ones I'm excited about. But there's a lot coming out though that I don't always understand what the fuck is happening, or I don't hear about it until after everybody else does. I keep up with Marvel stuff though. I generally know what's coming out with Marvel, and they've changed that slate so much, and gone back and forth so much, and now we're back to getting like 2 or 3 movies this year, and like I think 3 or 4 shows.
And DC is going to be insane for the next decade because they're rebooting the entire DC universe. Well, not rebooting, but
I might
kind of a
actually want
soft
to watch
reboot.
it. I might actually want to watch it now with the things I've been seeing come out about it.
Yeah, if because there's been a lot of like, but yeah, what they're doing in the comics, and because they have the All In initiative going on, so every comic book just got kind of restarted. This Superman is going to be the start to the new thing. They kind of had the Flash thing that was kind of a wrap up,
Yeah,
I guess,
yeah.
a little bit of stuff, but now they're going to have all of the movies, the comics, the video games all follow the same
Like Marvel's doing.
timelines. Yeah, and then their offshoots are the Absolute Universe, which are fucking great, by the way.
I thought they were going to be Elseworlds, or is that Marvel?
I think that's Marvel because what's going on in the Absolute Universe
No,
is
Marvel is Spotlight. No, it's the movies that DC are doing. The side movies are going to be called Elseworlds or something like that, and then the ones for Marvel that are side stories not connected to the overall is called Marvel Spotlight.
okay. But like in the Absolute Universe, it's basically nobody has the advantages. It's like, I think it's a world where like Darkseid won at some point, and so like
It's the same shit they're doing with Doctor Doom.
yeah, Doom takes over the Marvel universe. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Killing off the Fantastic Four and
I thought Blood Hunt was just a silly thing, and then you go, oh fuck. The second that ended, everybody, they kept it hidden, and you're like, oh shit. I just read a really great fanfic. It took me like 20 minutes last night. That was like Harry Potter and the trademark dispute. And it was fucking hysterical because basically it was it was just a bunch of little short, like crack chapters, and it was like, in order to defeat Voldemort without having to go face to face, they report him to first a union because he's abusing his minions, and so they all unionize, and then they report him to the League of for using the name Dark Lord, like the League of Villains or something like that, and they have like 4 different things that he has to go through, and one of them is Doctor Doom is like the head of that branch. They have like the magic division, the science division, this division, and they go through, and he just like walks in, kills half his minions, picks up his stuff, and it's just like, just like no. But then they sign Harry up for the League of Heroes, and he's like, I don't want to be a hero, and they just keep sending people in, and they're like all trying to, like, the first one is the Tick shows up, and it's just like,
I need to see this or watch.
I'll send it. I'll send it to you. Oh my god, it was hilarious.
Harry Potter and the Tick. Fuck yes, I'm signed up.
Yeah, no, it's only one chapter with the Tick, but then they talk about, but like Zatanna shows up, and like they're just listing off like there was a queue of people waiting in line, like trying to get him to join the heroes because they decided that he would really be a good hero. But yeah, having Voldemort though, he had to go up against Doctor Doom, Dextro, the Monarch and Dr. Girlfriend, and then Lex Luthor.
Okay.
And it was fucking amazing. And the way they tied it all in at the very end was just hysterical.
That's fucking funny.
But there's all these like...
Wait, what would be superhero name? Expelliarmus? Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I don't know. They're just like, yeah, are you sure you don't want to be... No, I don't want to be a hero. I'm like, because he and Hermione are having naughty time all the time. It's funny. They're just like... It's total Ron bashing, totally just... It's crack. It's just funny. But,
I do.
Yeah. If you want to read something fun, because some of the encounters that they have are just like, what the fuck? The Powerpuff Girls show up to try to because he keep no, and they're like, okay, so the Tick might not be the best representative. In fact, we didn't even send him; he just showed up.
That's something to Tick. Yeah, he just shows up. Because every city is the city, my city.
Oh yeah, Powerpuff Girls show up and they're just like, please join, please, please, please. Will you be my boyfriend? Bubbles, will you be my boyfriend? No.
That's so cool.
We're gonna go kick that Voldemort guy's ass for you. You sure you'll be my boyfriend? Okay, bye. So like, suddenly, in Voldemort's lair,
the little girl just show up and kick the fucking shit out of it and disappear.
Yeah, they're like, and quit harassing my boyfriend. Like, all I didn't even I got to a point where you'll have to like see if you can identify who some of them are, because I couldn't even figure out who some of these heroes were because they just like described them instead of giving them by name. But there's some super inside jokes if you are a comic book collector, or that you'll just be like, oh my god, they went there.
Yep.
Yes, they did go there. This is my life. And then I read a book that scared me so much that I couldn't actually go to sleep until the sun was up.
I just found
Which doesn't happen to me ever.
I just found a new way to use an old saying, but with Harry Potter slang. Like, there's this saying, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. Well, that's fucking, in this day and age, that's a stupid saying. It's offensive. It's ignorant. We need to not use that phrase anymore. So someone basically the other day we were watching a movie, or we were watching something, somebody walked in and said, is it over? I was like, well, Voldemort's at the train station. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? So then I had to explain that the end of, of everything was because, he was at the train station. And it was the whole thing. So now that's what I say when something's over. It's Voldemort's at the train station.
I thought you were going to have the fat lady on the Gryffindor portrait.
See, that's where, that's where I was leading into. But no, I went straight to Voldemort at the train station.
That works.
I don't decide. I have no control over what my brain comes up with sometimes. Well, most of the time.
Most of the time, some of the time.
Depends on the day.
Do you remember when Ratatosker was only used when we were squirreling out? It was the, hey guys, warning. And now he's like totally,
Engaged.
yes.
Well, also, his job got so busy that we turned him into an alcoholic because he couldn't keep up with his duties. It was a lot. So now we're just, we feel bad.
It's not justification. No. Okay. Poor thing. I just, oh,
One
poor
day,
guy.
someone is going to find these videos in the future, and they're going to think like that when people mention like lamb chop, that's going to be like Ratatosker is going to be in that like hierarchy of puppets. Digital artifacts from the past. Lamb chop, Ratatosker.
That'd be great. I can't forget Phillips the gnome. He's got a Kindle on his head right now though, so can't grab him.
I still miss Spooky Bear. There'll always be a Halloween-shaped hole where Spooky Bear was.
Halloween
Yes,
Bear.
there will be.
He was just Halloween Bear.
Halloween Bear.
You're right, it was Halloween Bear.
Yes,
I know the Spooky Bear.
Halloween
You need
Bear.
to look more. That's what it is. Spooky Bear. Halloween Bear.
Halloween Bear. Halloween Bear. Yes.
I'm thinking about getting a puppet made of Mr. Jones. So it just sounds like a fun thing to do. Just
I want a
terrifying
stuffy.
looking puppet. Yeah,
That'd be scary.
I'll take a stuffy.
yeah, Mr. Jones stuffy and puppets.
Yeah, but my kid will sleep with him, oddly enough. He and Jack will vie for space in her twin bed. I'll go to look for him. Is like, oh, I've stolen him. He's watching memes with me, mommy. What?
Hell yeah.
He's watching memes with me. Scary video game memes on top of that. He'll
I
get
mean-
new ideas.
Ugh.
Oh, speaking of newer movies, I was really let down with the sequel to Joker.
Haven't seen it yet.
It started off good, and then as it went on, I loved the first one. I fucking loved it. I don't know why it just hit me in all the right places, and the second one just did the opposite. And I don't know why. I wanted to like it. I even love Lady Gaga. Even as an actress, I think she's a great actress. It's just the way the story was told. So I'm hoping that the Batman 2 is as good as the first one because I loved the first one of those. Like it was really good, and I'm excited about the second one, and it needs to just not let me down.
That would be good.
People said forever that Pattinson can't play Batman. He was a sparkling vampire. I was like, motherfucker, he was Cedric Diggory. He was a million things. He did a movie called The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe, and that's when I knew that motherfucker could do anything. Because Pattinson was impressive across from Dafoe in that movie. And plus, who doesn't love a movie that has Nirvana as one of the main soundtrack songs,
Yeah, I
True.
haven't seen that yet. I do need to watch it. It is
Well,
on the list.
It's like if you mix like the detective version of Batman with Saw. That's basically that movie where like the Riddler is basically Jigsaw in a fucked up way.
Have you read Batman One Bad Day, The Riddler?
I've heard about it a lot because you've talked about it a lot, but
Jesus
I've
Christ.
looked at it. Based on what you said, though, they kind of went a similar route with him in this movie. Like, you really need to see it, man. I'm telling you, it's
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
really good.
That comic was just like, what the fuck? And then the rest of them are like, eh.
Well, they just did a spinoff of the movie with a TV show about. I don't remember what character it's of now. It's on Max, though. They did a spinoff of one of the characters from the Batman as a TV show, and it's really
I think
good.
Penguin had his own show.
Yeah.
And
No,
I
it's
heard it
not
was pretty
Penguin.
good.
Maybe it is.
I know Penguin has his own show. There might be another one too.
That might be the
but-
one I'm thinking of, yeah.
And Two-Face just got his own comic.
I love Penguin's dad. I will love the guy who played Penguin's dad
Yeah.
until beyond death.
But the real win for me this year is they're finally putting out the animated Marvel Zombies.
Brutal.
That will be cool.
I'm a big fan of that book, man. A big fucking fan of that book.
Which one?
I mean, well,
Like
it all
five, but yeah.
tells one story, though. I mean, it literally all tells one story. Even the crossover with Army of Darkness still tells the same story.
Yeah, just the Galactus part, and just like, what?
And that's how it really kicks off, man. When they start eating, that's, believe it or not, I always liked Deadpool. Deadpool was cool. I always enjoyed Deadpool, but it wasn't really until Deadpool and Marvel Zombies that like I truly like deeply fell in love with him, because he was the only person to me that was as big of a smartass as what Spider-Man was supposed to be, because Spider-Man was a huge smartass. So in their team up comics, it was like the best fucking thing ever.
Mhm.
And I heard that Hugh and Ryan are like trying to pull any string they can pull to do a movie with Holland, Spider-Man being in the scene, like in the movie with them, so like they can do like a threefer, because that's just gold right there.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. He's fun. Although he'd spoil the entire movie because that's what he does.
Well, actually, dude, fucking Holland would be just as bad at trying not to spoil the movie as Ryan Reynolds. They both can't shut up about it. They both been in trouble numerous times. And people trick Holland into it, though, and it's hilarious. They trick him into it all the time.
That's why he has to have a babysitter when he does interviews now, and they don't give him the script, and they don't even put him against actors. They just give him a tennis ball to talk to.
Did you see when he did Drag in the Lip Sync Battles TV show?
I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw him.
That was epic, dude. And Zendaya, they just announced they're getting married, I guess.
Okay, so
she did a cross dress as the guy doing a rap song, then he did the cross dress as the female, and like, you know, it was a really good episode. I watched the whole thing.
well, and it's like every Spider-Man and his love interest have had an off-screen relationship.
Even the original black and white TV show Spider-Man.
Like,
and ill-fated. They were all ill-fated relationships. Hope maybe this will break the curse. That's what we're all hoping.
that would be good.
I'm hoping it's a forever marriage.
They are adorable together, though. I say like they're a better couple than any other Mary Jane Spider, like, you know, actor and actress.
I'm a what is the new movie that that Phoenix is doing?
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, he just lost all that weight for Joker Folie Deux.
Yeah.
But then like there's another one, there's something he's coming out in.
I've heard about it. I just, because he's like trying to get in the way back and everything. They've been talking about it. I just can't remember what it's called. Or what it's even about. I just remember, I know that there's a new project coming. I just don't know what it is. I love him as an actor, though. His Johnny Cash. Holy fuck. His Walk the Line. That movie was amazing.
Upcoming Eddington, The Island, and Polaris. None of those sound right.
Yeah, same.
No. It's not on IMDb yet either, so.
Well,
Yeah, that's where I was
sometimes
looking.
they'll talk about projects before they actually officially put them on there.
Yeah, he's serious about his method acting, man.
Very.
It's like dangerously so.
Well, you know, if you think about it, all the people connected to him and his brother, a lot of them were that way, and a good chunk of them are dead as a result of their extreme character acting. Or have other issues entirely.
Yeah.
So are we excited about the Harry Potter TV show this year?
Didn't know about it.
Curious?
What? Yeah, it releases this year. They're doing every book as a season.
Brutal.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, they've been talking about this for like the last 3 years, like on and off. And then last year they started putting out like teasers for it before they even cast. Like, it was the whole thing, and like there's all these speculations, and they haven't started casting yet. And if the movie's coming out this year, what people don't understand is they've done casting, but they've already filmed it or most of it. They're just not releasing who's playing what. So there's a lot of conjecture on who's playing who and who's playing what. And I'm gonna tell you now though, if Adam Driver isn't Snape, I'm gonna be pissed.
That is a perfect, yeah.
Even age appropriate for Snape.
Yeah.
Like at this point in time, like I can think of no human being on the planet, and not even because he looks similar to Alan Rickman, but he actually looks more like Snape and is more Snape-ish than Alan Rickman was.
Yeah. Alan Rickman got the voice.
He did. He had the looks too, the snarkiness and the looks, but there was just
He was
a
cool.
lot of physical descriptors. Yeah, his age and some of his physical descriptors were just not there.
Yeah. But everybody loves Alan Rickman, so it's just like, what you gonna do?
Yeah. Yep.
But do they still have a lot of the old set and stuff? Are they going to use? Do you suppose? Or
I don't know. There's been so many wild rumors about Christopher Columbus maybe being involved again, other people being involved or not involved. Apparently, they're going off the books, but J.K. isn't going to be like helping with the script like she did in previous things. They're using her shit, and she's an executive producer, and that's it.
she's persona non grata? So,
Well, they doubled down on her recently, actually. Warner Brothers recently doubled down on her and defended her,
oh,
which was
okay.
not fantastic and has a lot of us divided a little bit more. But I really want to see the TV show because I like the world. I like the storytelling, and that's what I'm trying to focus on. And a lot of other people that aren't her, that are good people, are going to benefit in amazing ways. So that's what I'm trying to focus on.
Yeah, I like her world. I just didn't. And it was her first time writing,
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, we're gonna
Better as it goes.
change things as you're kind of running along there. Maybe not. Lot of retconning though. After
Honestly, pretty much everybody ignored the retconning. If it didn't actually happen that way in the books, it didn't happen. And I know before Pottermore existed, it was just her website, her journal, where she would publish all that stuff about the retconning, and I had to stop looking at it after a bit, honestly. Once it really started going, I can't with this shit. Like, it's out. There's no retconning now. It's out.
yeah,
Fixing something that happened with a later plot line, cool, but the books are done and out. You can't just go back and go, well, it's this way now because I decided it is. I'm like, no, that's not what you wrote.
like letting people write fanfic and giving their blessing was one of the best things she'd ever did.
Yep.
But then it pointed out so many plot holes and so many terrible things that like, yeah, and this is one of the things, and it was the banging around on Harry. Okay, so Petunia is supposed to be the one who was the least physical against him, and she hit him in the head with a frying pan.
Mm-hmm.
So this leads you to believe that while she didn't graphically depict any of it, Dudley had broken his bones, I believe, at some point in time.
Yeah.
And Vernon was supposedly the worst. So you assume if broken bones and at least a concussion, probably.
Multiple concussions, not to mention the dog attack.
And the serious emotional neglect, the malnourishment, and everything like that.
And Dudley's gang that chased him around everywhere, whether Dudley was there or not. Yeah.
Fairy hunting. Yeah. Like, the abuse factor is huge. You don't know where to draw the line. You know, what happened? Because she didn't include, it was just, and it was bad. And then they lock him into a door padlocked with bars on the windows and a cat flap. This is sadistically twisted behavior. And little kids are reading this.
Yep.
And it's supposed to be okay. And then people are like, oh, people take it way over the top on how abusive the Dursleys were to him. And it's like, bitch, she didn't maybe say it graphically, but if those were the things that she was willing to talk about and hint at that things were worse, yeah, he probably, yeah, there's some
There
stuff.
are worse books that were meant for kids though than that.
Oh yeah,
I'm just gonna say it right now, Bridge to Terabithia. Fuck that book. That was not for kids. I don't care what anybody says.
Where the Red Fern Grows
Oh
destroyed me.
man. Oh, that one. That's in the
I-
feeds.
I read that, and I had a friend coming over to spend the night. I very rarely did that because I didn't understand the point of it too
Yeah.
much. People would have like slumber parties and be like, okay, but like just having one person over to spend the night. Like I would spend the night frequently at one of my friends' houses because her mother would go out a lot and she didn't want her home alone, but she was too old for a babysitter, so it was like just have a friend there so that
Yeah.
you have something to do.
Yeah.
And but I didn't very often otherwise like have anybody. But anyway, so I had this friend come over to spend the night. I had just finished with Red Fern Grows, and so for like the first half hour that she was at my house, I was just bawling, like snot,
Oh,
crying, everything. And she's like, and I'm like, this is a book, and she's like, a book, that's not real, right? I'm like, we're friends. How? You're never coming over here again. And it was weird too because it wasn't somebody who I was like really close friends with. So I don't know how she ended up being somebody who was spending the night at my house. Just weird,
it happens.
like you do. But
Life is weird like that sometimes.
yeah, I think sometimes like you're hanging out with somebody for like a couple days, and then like you never really don't hang out that much anymore again.
Yeah.
You go through a phase like, oh, we have this in common. Oh shit, that's the only thing we have in common.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Build relationships.
Yes. Oh, we were talking about those the other night. Like, I have discovered that having my friends as my emotional support and being not in a relationship with somebody is a lot better for me.
Huh?
I know I don't. I love people who are all in love and who have good things going for them. So far, I've had multiple long-term relationships, all of which have turned out to not be good. And some in different ways. One was a bad person, just times of life didn't quite match up, and that's okay. We're still good friends. But,
It's weird because I'm still on really good terms with, I would say, 3/4 of my exes, probably. But for reasons like that, like we tried, we were better friends, or we were different people at the time. It just didn't work out, so we just became friends later. Like, there's not that many people that I wonder, like, oh, what's their life like now, or anything like that. Because the people who I don't talk to at all, a couple of those were my fault, sure, but the majority of them definitely were.
Yeah, there's some where it's just like this person needed to be somewhere else in life, like physically needed to be in a different part of the country. So it was like,
Yeah.
okay, well,
Yeah, that's not gonna work out now.
yeah, I mean, love you, but okay. However,
Ship passing in the night.
yeah.
I've lucked
But
out.
you did? Well, you're both lucky to have each other because you're both beautiful people.
Yes, very much so.
Thank you. I get to
Marilyn
keep
Manson,
you guys.
Marilyn Manson even wrote a song about you. Did you hear he's going back on tour this year and he's actually been sober for the last few years?
Oh wow.
Like actually legit maintaining his sobriety and he's back to touring.
Cool.
I must see it. This could be his last tour, so I really want to see it.
I heard Slayer was back, even though they did their farewell tour that I went to.
Yeah, they just came back. They were supposed to be headlining what was it? There was a rumor of Sonic Temple, giant music festival over here by me in Columbus, but now I guess it's going to be Metallica getting 2 nights instead.
Well, you know.
I'd never seen Metallica before until I saw them at this festival like 5-6 years ago. That was the first time I'd seen them, and they were every bit as good live as people say they were. I'll give them that. Like it was, and being an outdoor venue like that, they actually had the helicopter go over and the pyrotechnics during one, so that was pretty cool. And it was in the pouring rain, like
Wow.
like a torrential downpour because there's tornado warnings and shit, and they stayed on that stage.
Wow.
Yeah, I was beyond impressed with them, man.
I would be evacuating.
Oh, Michelle did. She was the one that wanted to see him more than I did, and she's like, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and she waited out the storm in the bathroom and came back with a poncho on. I'm like, you son of a bitch! And I'm out here just like drenched like a wet dog, rocking out to Metallica. I told her, Metallica's not coming off that stage. I'm not leaving this seat.
I think the equipment damage and stuff would be enough to worry.
Well, no, because they had like little stands and stuff over where they were playing, but like rain and shit was coming in sideways at that point in time.
Yeah.
So they were putting up like weather shields and stuff around the amps and everything, like the roadies were. So and they just kept playing.
Well, bravo Metallica, I guess.
Yeah, I've never seen rain come down that hard and the show not be paused, ever. So I got to give it to them. They were impressive. But that was also the weekend Chris Cornell died, so every band that played from like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, pretty much every band, even bands you've never heard of, did one song, either from his solo career, Audio Slave, or from Soundgarden. Because all the members of Soundgarden were there. But what a lot of people don't realize is that all the members of Soundgarden minus Chris are all the members of Pearl Jam minus Eddie. So Eddie flew in for the first night, and they did Hunger Strike. Obviously without Chris, but still.
Oh, I still struggle with that song.
One of my favorites.
One of mine too. I can't fucking sing it.
Eddie's part, I don't even have to think about Eddie's part. It's just natural. Chris's, though, takes a lot of fucking effort.
I've told you before, it's with I have an overbite, so singing Eddie Vedder, I have to jet out my chin.
Yeah, I have an underbite. That's why it's so easy for me, I think. What do you say? I didn't catch it.
I'm on good terms with everyone I don't speak with.
As far as I know.
Okay, guys. I am starting to get a headache again.
I mean, we
Okay.
just did a 3-hour show. Normally, we've been keeping these to 2. So, I mean,
Yeah.
probably a
Alright.
good time to cut and run.
I missed you guys and I wanted to hang out, but my head is starting to ache, and yeah, I need to take some pills and go lay down some more. That's all I do anymore is like I sleep, I get up, I check all my messages, do my little things. I do a bit of potting, and then
Yeah. I probably need to
Go
do a
to
little bit of
bed.
cleaning, a little bit of work. I got an alpaca to fuck, stuff to do.
Sounds like a plan.
You know,
all right.
that's my new
Bye.